My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are here on a very special Wednesday fight day breakdown for UFC 326. The BMF belt is back, and it is being defended for the first time ever on Paramount. This will also be the first card ever to be partially aired on CBS. My name is Angelo. This is Jacob. This is We Want Picks, and we're going to break down the entire UFC 326 fight card, giving you our picks, predictions, bet, and DraftKings Fantasy Plays. Jacob, this is the third numbered event of the year. Oops, I had my slides out of order. Let me fix that transition. Here we go. Pretend we're on the other one. Jacob, this is the third numbered event of the year. And you know what we did the last two numbered events? Crushed them. Most of us, crushed them. Up 19.26 units over the first two numbered events of the year. A 36% ROI over the first two numbered events of the year. But it's not just the numbered events. Here's a look at last week. Here's just me and you, baby. You and I crushed this last card. 4.11 units of net profit. And people try to unit shame. Oh, 4 units, just 4 units. That's a 63% ROI. We only spent 6 units. So to get 4 in net profit, spectacular news. Feel good to be back on top, Jacob?
Feels good. My reads have been fucking dialed in. I went 11-3 on a card and was down, 5 units or something on a card that most people couldn't predict right. And I had really good reads. And then this one, my reads were good again. I told you guys that fucking Borralho was the better striker, almost finishes the kid.
Almost got it.
Brundage had a chance to win that fight, dropped the guy. So obviously the main event was a little bit of dud for a lot of people, but reads were good, and we finally lined up the bets, keep it nice and tight. And I even told you guys that fucking King Green was a worse matchup for Zellhuber than Michael Johnson. I got laughed at for that.
Yeah, I'm glad I just screamed from the rooftops in 4 different videos. Do not bet Daniel Zellhuber at minus 500. He has already lost this freaking fight. Why would you do that? And then, alarmingly, the amount of people that were like, oh, Zellhuber screwed my parlay. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do that? He just lost to a 40-year-old.
Live stream, we hit that plus 1,400 King Green bet before the fight. So if you guys are not watching live streams, you guys are missing out on some big hits.
You know who else made money off King Green? Patrick Wilkins. Patrick Wilkins is a premium member. Patrick Wilkins joins Jacob's live streams on Saturdays. Patrick Wilkins is the gentleman who bets for a fight to end in the last 10 seconds of any round.
Any round, yeah.
It's plus 5,000 odds. And he just sent us a list of all his tickets. These are the tickets. He has multiple winning tickets from 2 different fights this past weekend. He's got the Bobby Green and the Javier Reyes. And the only reason I'm showing this is because there is a user that was also in Jacob's live chat that said Patrick is a liar. And he said, this is Huey Picks MMA. Huey Picks MMA said if Patrick can provide proof, he'd give him $1,000. Huey, you owe that motherfucker $1,000. There's your proof. He sent the tickets. You owe him $1,000. You can't hide now. I got you covered, Patrick. Listen, we crushed the numbered events. We crushed last week. We've been crushing this year in general. And it's not just the picks and the bets.
Crushing books and crushing chairs. Angelo is a fat ass.
What? I've been eating fruits and vegetables all day.
All day. You want to...
Those are made with real fruit.
What are?
These delicious fruit snacks. These fruits.
Who'd you say made those?
Well, I don't know who makes them, but they're sponsored by a professional athlete because the professional athletes care for their body.
That's known for being kind of like a pillar of physical fitness, would you say?
An athlete that has done quite well in their sport has endorsed this product that is made primarily of fruit.
And just real quick, just for the jury, do you mind telling me who that athlete is?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he is eating Shaquille O'Neal sponsored gummies, the fattest gummies he could find in the universe. XL gummies is what they are called. And I rest my case.
The only reason Jacob knows that I'm just having a nice little sweet treat before the show is I usually send Jacob the link. Then he hops on 2 minutes before we go live. He hopped on real fucking quick as I was stuffing my mouth with these gummies, and I look up. I was like, oh. Also,
that was, I don't know what I thought. Like, just like crumbs, like Doritos, like the end of the way. But you were doing that like crumbs for Doritos with Shaquille O'Neal XL gummies. Just like
they're sour, so there's the sour sugar. Yeah. So anyway, I care about my physical health and my mental health. And what helps me with my mental health are all the tools that I need to do research heading into a fight week. And if you enjoy tools and if you enjoy doing your research, we've got you covered. We have a whole suite of tools at WeWantPicks.com. If you don't like to do research, and hey guys, I just want to see the bets. I'll copy paste. I'll write off.
Did you hear the Cat Williams thing about Shaq?
No, what did he say about Shaq?
He said he's slept with the same women that Shaq has, and all the women said that he has a bigger than Shaq.
That's not possible. That's the one thing he's lied about. That's not possible.
So he said, now if you guys ever have self-esteem issues, you know how small I am. You know how big mine probably could be. So if you ever feel bad about yourself, just imagine you have a bigger fucking dick than Shaq.
That just cannot be true. Did he say this in an interview or in a stand-up routine?
That was in his last routine.
Oh, it's in a routine. All right. If it was with the,
I think it's true though. I think it's true though.
It cannot be.
I think it's true though.
Look at Shaq, dude. It can't be. Dude, Cat Williams has had quite the comeback. Everybody forgets he got beat up by like a 12-year-old.
You better get up. You better back up me, little boy. You better back up. After the guy beats his ass and like leaves him alone, he's like laying on the ground covered in dirt and grass. Better back up off me, little boy. You better back up off me, little boy.
He literally got his ass kicked by a preteen. Like he beat the shit out of him. It's quite the comeback. Dude, for that to happen publicly has got to be tough. That's got to be tough. Anyway, go to the website. We got copy, paste, picks, and bets. We have an artificial intelligence. We have 5 different cappers that are human beings. We got a robot capper. We got prize picks. We got underdog. We have tools. We have a simulator. We have an optimizer. It's all $10. All of it's $10. There's no upsell. There's no cross-sell. There's no tiers. The only difference is you could do $10 a month, $100 a year, or $300 forever between now and the end of time. You know, I got an email saying, hey, Angelo, how long do you think forever is? And I was like, yeah, that's a good question because I guess it's subjective. He's like, you think it's 25 years? And I was like, well, I don't plan on not doing this.
No, after this weekend, I don't know. It could be fucking any day at this point.
Right, what happened
pissed off around the world, Angelo.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. It'll be here for a while. What's the next?
What is your forever? How long would you? I imagine you think you're going to end up in heaven.
I'm a good dude. I do the right thing. I'm nice, kind. I do.
Sure.
I live by karma guidelines.
Gluttony is a sin. You're done, dude. You're done. You have no shot. If they go by if it's like a pool and there's pool rules and pool 7 is gluttony is a sin and they stick by those rules, you're fucked.
All right, yeah, that is true. But that's the one sin I do. I don't. Is cursing's not a sin, right?
It's listed just like the other ones. There's no up or down or they're all the same.
All right, I do that one. I do. I don't do. What are the sins? I don't do the cheating. I don't do the stealing. What are the other ones?
God's name in vain.
I do that one. I do that one. That's not a sin. That's listed as one of the sins. Yeah, but is it listed as
thou shalt not say the Lord's name in vain?
No, that's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
I know you're not supposed to, but that's
I think you can't murder people.
I don't do that.
But you're murdering pussy.
I don't even do that. I would say a light assault.
Just a misdemeanor battery on that thing. Yeah. A little B&E is what that is. Just a light little B&E.
Oh, fuck. All right, we got some super chats here. We got 1999 from This Isn't Will. So I don't know who sent it. Will didn't. Here, no, I'm not going to say it because last time we got freaking age restricted on this stream. So we're not doing that. Swear, honestly, getting ahead of myself, but I hate DeRitter. read this card. Read this card
like a book, please. Let's get it. Jesus.
Oh, meaning, all right.
Oh
read
my
and read
God.
are the same word. It's the same word. I thought he was talking about himself past this. I read this book. Yeah, listen, we'll get to that pick. I agree. The Ritter kind of stinkerines, but he's got a path here. Thank you very, very much for that generous super chat. $5 from Patrick. Last 10 seconds of any round, it's out again. I hope people tailed and got paid. So I showed this guy's tickets 2 minutes ago. Basically, his sports book allows you to bet on any fight at plus 5,000 odds that the fight ends in the last 10 seconds. So if there's a last 10-second submission or knockout, whatever it is, he gets paid, and that seems to be paying out at an alarming rate. And then
something honestly, and I kind of hate to do this while we're live in front of, God and everybody and Patrick and whatnot, but I think something fishy's going on there. There's been too many of those. Patrick popped out of nowhere, like it didn't just happen. But I think that was to cover his tracks. Like, let me lead into this, talk about it for a little bit. It's not going to happen, and then let me get in contact with a Herb Dean. Let me get in contact with a Chris Tide Lonely, and those whatnots. I think I don't know.
There could be some fishery.
But we're getting paid. People are getting paid. Everyone's in the chat on Saturdays playing it now. And they're all like, holy shit, it's like W. Patrick. He becomes the star. We love it.
Yeah, there could be some fishery going on there. And then we have a $2 super chat from Collins Movie Club. Rojas Fernandez money lines. We making money now. Who's Fernandez?
Well, he's the first fight of the night, Angelo. So
Luke.
like the stream right now. Subscribe if you were new. Let's get right into it, Angelo. First matchup, we've got Luke Fernandez, the beautiful American, and just a fucking bitchin' girlfriend as well. I saw her on the Instagram, and that's not disrespectful. It was good for Mr. Fernandez versus.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Fighting.
Don't do it. I'm better looking than this dude. Don't do it.
What do you think I'm getting at, Angelo?
I'm already seeing it in the chat. Somebody said Angelo's not Rodolfo Bellato. He's Rodolfo Gelato. You know what gelato is? That Italian ice cream?
You got both of your doppelgangers on this card because Diyar looks like almost a
Diyar Nurgozhay. He's better. Like Rodolfo's like weird looking. Diyar is actually decent looking too.
Diyar looks like a DS version of you.
I don't know. Now I gotta wait till we get to that fight. Let's go ahead and break down this damn fight. We got Rodolfo Bellato, 12-3 in his career, 2-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off the decision loss to Navajo Sterling, taking on Luke Fernandez, undefeated at only 6-0. I'm going to say this is a straightforward fight because everybody has said immediately, oh, Rodolfo sucks. And is he good? No. Is he tough? Yes. And we're going to find out how good Luke is or is not because he does only have 6 fights in his career. He doesn't have a wealth of experience, and Rodolfo Bellato has 15, more than 3 times the amount of fights in his career. The reality is Luke Fernandez, while early in his career, he's a good fighter. He's not amazing at anything, but he's got good striking, good grappling, good wrestling. He's got good cardio. We've seen him fight long. I can't tell if he's a genuine prospect or just a straight up regional can crusher, but he is good. And he's taking on Rodolfo Bellato. This dude's just a heavy-handed grappler. He wants to bomb away, get you to the ground, kind of oafs around. He's not fast. He's not insanely powerful, but he will throw hard. The grappling's decent. It's not awful. He just took down Navajo Sterling twice, but he got his face absolutely dotted up. So I think it's safe to say that Rodolfo Bellato kind of stinks. He's not very fast. He's not very powerful, but he is durable. I think Luke Fernandez is going to win this fight, but the reality is if Luke Fernandez doesn't get him out of there and Rodolfo Bellato sort of hanging on, making it tough, we just don't know what's going to happen with Luke, but we've seen Rodolfo, fall apart. So he's fought in
a 4-round fight before, 5 hard minutes for 4 rounds. Why is it 4 rounds, Jacob? I don't fucking know. But he's got to fight with the back and forth wrestling against the fit cage, working hard for 4 tough rounds. So that is what gives me comfort in this fight versus Rodolfo, because I agree. If we didn't know and it was all first round finishes, it'd be like, yeah, I mean, this guy, he has been shown durability. Rodolfo knows how to wrestle, knows how to grapple. He's an okay striker with okay power for the division. So if he starts landing punches, they're gonna fucking hurt. But we do know that this guy can go later in the fights. He's shown pretty good boxing. His boxing definitely needs to get to a different level, but he's got a nice one too. He's got some TKOs, but he's a wrestler at heart. He loves grappling. And I got the bet of the fucking year. And I got it for our premium members. And if it hits, it's going to be one of the best bets of the year, one of the best snipes of the year. I took Luke Fernandez plus 2,000 by submission. Rodolfo Bellato, never been submitted. Oh, fuck, what are we going to do? Luke Fernandez never had a submission. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. What do I tell you guys? Nothing has happened until it happens. Angelo hasn't beat my ass until he's going to beat my ass. Okay? But things can happen. That actually was a bad example because that can't happen. But things don't happen until they happen. And Luke Fernandez has 3 submissions in his amateur career. He's gone into grappling tournaments and gotten 2 submissions. One against a Phil Hawes, who is a really high-level wrestler and a really good grappler. So he does go for submissions. Is it likely? Not probably as much as the TKO, but that was the bet of the year, plus 2,000. That's like plus 950 now, which I think is still pretty good value. But I think it could be a classic. What was that, sweetheart?
That's a huge jump. Plus 2,000 and plus 950.
Yeah, cut it more in half, Angelo.
It might be your bet that did that. You might have been the only person that bet it.
No, it went to 1,400 and then it went to 950.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm incredibly sharp. Incredibly sharp. Unbelievably sharp.
Yeah.
But if Luke wants to go to the wrestling, he should be able to out wrestle Rodolfo. Rodolfo's gonna make him work. But like I said, we've seen him for 4 rounds and stuff, but I think it could be a club and sub situation. Just nice little 1-2. Rodolfo is tough, but he does get wobbled a lot. Maybe Rodolfo shoots, Luke start wrestling him, and then we get a submission. But it's a little bit of a flyer, but I like Luke in this matchup pretty much everywhere. Just maybe a weird overhand right lands for Rodolfo, but other than that, I think it's pretty juicy.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 different UFC debuts on this card. I'm fairly confident in all of them. Luke probably has the easiest opponent of them because Rodolfo is tough.
He's probably the most skilled too.
Rodolfo or Luke?
No, Luke's probably the most skilled of all of them.
The 3 debuts.
He's a good wrestler, good grappler.
He's good at everything. He's not amazing at any one thing, but he is good at everything. So pretty confident in Luke here. This is not the worst value in the world, but I guess we'll find out come fight night. $7,300 in DraftKings Fantasy to $8,900. The only thing that makes it tricky is Rodolfo is tough. So if he does just work his way to a decision like he did with Navajo, but I think we've learned that Navajo isn't quite who Bet Sam says he is, then, we could end up in a situation where Luke is not worth this money, or maybe he finds a finish and he is worth the money. I'm probably going to avoid Luke in DraftKings Fantasy, but I do think he's good to go. Bet-wise, if you do want to check out every bet we already have on top of that plus 2,000 submission bet Jacob just mentioned, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. You can unlock all of it instantly with one click of the button. No tears, no nonsense. You love it, keep it. You hate it, cancel. It's $10 freaking dollars. We have a $5 super chat from Quint. That's when you say happy birthday, Quint. He says Bellato is
birthday today.
Oh, it's not today. Okay. Bellato was an oaf, man. I can't believe the scenes during the Craig fight. How pathetic. And what he's referencing is there was a half and up kick, and this dude put on the show of a lifetime to just have it be a no.
That was another one. Like the weirdest shit happens when I'm at fucking cards, dude. Because I was in Atlanta for that one too. I'm just fucking, and we're all watching the replay, being like, look at this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I think that was late. I think honestly, I might have been halfway to blacked out during that fight. Atlanta was a fucking wild time.
Watching that on TV was an interesting fight card. Then finding out that you had to get reined in because you had a couple too many brewskis.
What?
Didn't you have a couple too many brewskis and you were like spinning a little bit and it was like, hey, let's go sit in our seats?
What are you talking about?
You forgot. That's how bad it was.
What are you talking about, honestly?
When you went to Atlanta to watch fist fights.
Yeah.
You told me you had a couple too many drinks and you basically were like, the person you were with was like, you need to sit the fuck down and relax.
Oh, that was true.
Okay. See how we got there?
In my group were getting a little bit annoyed at me. I like to have a good time, man. I'm a bitchin' dude.
For sure. Next up at UFC 326, we have Gaston Bolanos taking on JengYeong Lee. Gaston Bolanos, 8-5 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off that grapple heavy loss to Quang Lee, taking on JengYeong Lee, 11-3 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5 on an unfortunate 2-fight skid. Gaston, solid striker. This guy has a Muay Thai background. He was known in Muay Thai for a spinning back elbow. He came over to MMA, used that same spinning back elbow. We haven't quite seen it here in the UFC, but the reality is he's a good striker. He hangs out in the pocket, loves to get a fight as ugly as possible, but he does have some grappling holes, and we saw those exposed in his last fight. He's taking on JengYeong Lee, the Korean Tiger, a well-rounded guy. He's explosive, he's powerful, he's confident, he's technical. The Korean Tiger? It's his nickname.
I know that. Do they have tigers in Korea?
Yeah, do they just roam the streets?
I don't know.
Is that India? No, India has tigers, just like not literally roaming the streets, but India has tigers.
Tigers in Korea.
Okay. Oh, I hear thunder in the distance. He's a long guy for the
Siberian
division.
tigers are considered effectively extinct on the Korean Peninsula. So
were there. They were there at some point. He's hittable, though. JengYeong Lee is hittable because he's got the low hands, the super wide, ridiculous stance. He was knocked out by Hyder Amel a few fights ago, but he rebounded and then lost to Daniel Santos, but he was taken down 6 times in that fight. What is weird about this matchup is Gaston was originally fighting Ju Sang-yu, a Korean fighter coming off a loss to Daniel Santos. Now he's fighting JengYeong Lee, a Korean fighter coming off a loss to Daniel Santos.
Said that like the names were similar. Say them again.
Ju Sang-yu, JengYeong Lee, Korean fighters coming off losses to Daniel Santos. I didn't know that I didn't break down the right fight. I didn't know opponents
They're
were
all
switched.
the same, aren't they?
Dude, I didn't know opponents were switched until people
Regional
were commenting on
Asians,
the
I
video.
go to Japan, I go to Korea, I go to Vietnam, and I say to myself, wow, they look kind of the same, but a little bit different.
They actually don't look. They don't look the same at all.
That's the funny part is you can tell like the different
no, they don't look
Asians.
But specifically Ju Sang-yu and
No, I
JengYeong
get
Lee
it. Yeah, no,
they don't look alike at all.
Oh yeah,
But
I agree.
I broke down this card a few weeks ago, and then when I skimmed it to get ready for it this week, I was like, all right, this is a new fight. This is a new fight. Okay, we're good. That's it. And it wasn't until I recorded the updated one that people were like, hey, it's been like 2 weeks. Gaston is a new opponent. I go rushing to Tapology. I was like, JengYeong Lee
It's just a full confession.
Lost to Daniel Santos. He doesn't have a new
You just
opponent.
lost your credit in the hood.
What hood? Koreatown?
Oh my God.
I'm going to pick JengYeong Lee here because
Jesus.
I think he's just a little too fast, a little too accurate.
Jesus.
If he wants to work in grappling,
You hit
he
that
can
K kind of
work it.
hard, man. I'll be honest.
No, that's not a
Oh
thing.
my God.
That's not a thing. If he wants to work in grappling, that would be a very obvious path to victory. We just haven't really seen a ton of that from him. So he should absolutely win this fight. The only time we saw him grapple was in the Blake Builder fight, and this could be exactly the same thing. So I'm picking JengYeong Lee here, but if he's just going to hang around and not engage in the grappling, Gaston is a very powerful and dangerous striker. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, Gaston is who he is. He's a capable, I would call him a capable kind of Muay Thai style striker. He can land offensively. He's got good power in his shots, good kicks, has improved the takedown defense and the grappling, but that's definitely the hole in this game. JengYeong Lee should be the longer, faster, even more powerful striker. And if he wants to go to the wrestling, he really kind of was known as more of like the wrestler grappler type coming up, even though he's got really, really good hands. So if he wants to go to the wrestling, he can. He talked about that fight versus Hyder, which I was very high on JengYeong Lee going in that fight versus Hyder because I'm like, he's the way better striker. He's just gonna snipe the guy. And then he got in an initial brawl with them and try to do what he did, just try to brawl out of it. But he said after that fight, like I'm gonna clean up my fight IQ. And you could tell even in that loss to Santos, he was hurting Santos. He was kind of counter wrestling Santos. He was much more kind of patient and dialed in. Ultimately didn't come out with that win, but I thought he looked good in that matchup. And I think this is a big step down from Willie Cat to Gaston Bolanos, who looked good against is it Cortavius?
Yeah,
Ramirez. Yeah, the wrestler, whatever. But that guy is just an okay wrestler that was falling off his back, chasing arm bars, and is like a horrible striker. JengYeong Lee should be better everywhere. Gaston's always going to be live early with kind of some wild shit and some early power. But as the fight goes on, it should favor JengYeong Lee. So outside of like what I would consider kind of a fluky knockout, I think JengYeong Lee should kind of roll heel. I know a lot of people don't think like he hasn't fought anybody and he's coming off losses and stuff like that, but you can see the talent level should be better in Gaston. I think it's priced right.
Yeah, well, and one of these guys is one-dimensional, and the other one has a couple different pages in that book. So
JengYeong Lee by sub is an interesting little. I bet it's not too juice, but let me check for you, Papa.
Yeah, plus. Let me guess, plus 650.
I was gonna say 400. Let's see.
400 seems low, but I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see. It's plus 400 on the dot. Fucking idiot.
All right, we got Gaston Bolanos at 6,900 in DraftKings Fantasy. That's not the worst price tag in the world if you think he can squeak this out. And honestly, he's the one who was on the card this whole time. He is a very dangerous striker. JengYeong Lee has been knocked out. I just don't think he's going to get it done, so I'm not going to do it. But if you want some exposure, he may be worth that. $9,300 from JengYeong Lee. I don't know if that's going to be worth it because he's going to have to go all in on the wrestling, and we've only seen him do it one time in the UFC. I don't know.
Put it this way, it's favored minus 165 to not go the distance, and he's the favorite. So
I get it.
It's favored for him.
Gaston's been finished in losses, so I get it. I'm understanding.
Well, what you kind of scoffed when I said it.
I did not.
Oh, maybe I just assumed you would.
Yeah, I think you were anticipating pushback. What you guys should anticipate, though, are some phenomenal picks and bets and a user experience.
You're in a better mood this month.
I know I already figured out where you're going with this, so I'm not going to engage in that.
What are you talking about?
No, I know what you're going to do.
You just seem a lot.
I'm of sound. See, the gummies are not alcohol, so I'm of sound mind. That's not weed. That's not alcohol. Just good old fashioned sugar. So I know what you're going to do. You're going to be like, oh, it's not February anymore.
I mean, your diabetes is going to really struggle with that sugar spike, but go ahead.
Even if I lose a foot, my mind is right where it needs to be. And you're trying to do some tricky bullshit. Oh, it's March. It's not February. So Angelo doesn't. No, we're not doing it.
What is
I know.
What is February,
I know what you're trying to do.
No, it just seems like you're in a much cheerier mood. I was just curious why that would be, and then I realized
I'm in a good mood because
the calendar flipped.
One of my best.
Is that your best day of the year? Just flipping that monthly counter on your wall, being like, "Fuck yeah, it's done."
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You know, it's funny. There's probably like 85% of the people in here that are like,
no idea what we're talking.
What are you talking about? But the 15% are like, fuck yeah, that's pretty funny.
They agree with you. That's the problem. That's problematic. That's a problematic percentage. Here's the reality. The website has everything you could ever want or need and a spectacular user experience, and it's only $10. $10 for an entire month, not 100, not 150. 10, 1, 0. And the reason it's 10 when other people are out there charging 50, 100, 150 is because this is the volume business.
Oh, you don't care.
Hello, D. We want picks.com.
You know what show you would really enjoy, which I think you really should kind of watch to really kind of understand that sometimes it's about what's right here, Angelo. And not
what show?
I just finished up Love is Blind, the weddings.
I need to watch that show. There's some dude.
The wedding episode was today. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it or.
I have never seen Love is Blind, but I see there's this comedian on TikTok, Jared something, that recaps episodes. Mm-hmm. And I'm locked in. That little midget dude that like got the doctor.
You can't say that word. You can't hit that's a hard
No, but
M.
Everybody knows this guy is like.
That's a hard M, man. That's a hard M.
Everybody knows that this guy is like a piece of shit. He's a little dude, and he's not an actual little dude. He's just shorter than most. And he matches with this doctor who's like pretty and likes him. And then what? He sees her house and she's got a ton of money and he's insecure. And he was like, "No, you're not in good enough shape for me. I only date
he's like,
CrossFit
I like
models."
girls that go to the gym more.
And she's not fat.
No, like if she
And
went
she's
to
got
the
a
gym,
ton of money.
she'd be nice and toned. But yeah, she's a fucking doctor. She seemed cool as hell. He's like, yeah, I just can't get into a physically, sweetheart. Like,
Yeah, he is. He talks like that.
No, I just.
That would have been outstanding.
He's like, I'm Mr. Finance. Dude's a fucking snake. It's crazy how many people like him exist in the world. Honestly, just fucking.
And you got that far.
Like, it's just like just every interaction is just so fake. And they think that everyone loves them, and they think that they're on top of the fucking world. And they're the funniest guy in the room. And
I know. Again,
hold on a second.
I'm
hold
clocking what you're doing, and that's
hold
not
on
the thing.
a second, Angelo.
No.
A lot of similarities here, huh?
No, I'm just a likable guy. I'm a nice.
I know they think
guy.
everyone loves him.
No, I know people don't like me, but I'm a likable guy. Very different. Very, very.
Someone said they respected your use of the hard M.
Thank you. Next up. No, see, that doesn't look like me. Next up, at UFC 326, we have Rafael Tobias taking on Diyar Nurgozhay. Rafael Tobias, 14-1 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. This is his UFC debut. Taking on Diyar Nurgozhay, 10-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's looking for his first UFC win. And boy, am I happy to see Rafael Tobias here. He's not a spectacular fighter by any means, but he's a decent.
Welcome to We Want Picks. Sign up for premium today. It's only $10 a month. I love spaghetti, the meatballs. Look at my Italian passport. Fine, I'll go get the scale.
I'm happy to see Rafael here. Decent grappler. He's strong, he's big, he's fast, he's athletic. Mostly a ground guy, but he'll move forward, he'll bomb away. I don't know what his ceiling is in this sport. He might just be a decent grappler that has okay wins and never goes anywhere, but that's going to be enough to win here because Diyar Nurgozhay is a bum, a clown, loser, bum, a hittable loser, bum. The problem with Diyar is he was this hype prospect, and coming into the UFC, I do all the research. I have to watch the tape. There's no other way to know how the hell UFC debut is going to fight. So I watch all the tape, and you watch. He's doing, this guy's a great wrestler. Wow, this guy's got powerful hands. He's beating the shit out of people on the regional scene. Then he comes into the UFC, loses to that absolute clown shoe. And my notes in that fight were hittable, loser, bum. And then the next time Diyar fights, he's fighting Iran Salty Baldiv. And I go back in time and I look at the notes and they say hittable, loser, bum. And I'm like, you know what? This fight's different. Diyar is good. That was his UFC debut. And I made excuses for him.
You say anything about his tick?
What's his tick?
I think you guys have the same tick.
What is that?
What's your tick, Angelo?
The only actual tick I have is I stretch my mouth because I have a little bit of Tourette's.
Fucking nerd, dude. Jeez, you're fucking.
What the fuck is happening right now? Why are you telling people I do coke? I'm a drug-free American. Anyway,
he's always like. It always looks like he just got poked in the eye, which
because he's a hittable
last
loser.
person I fucking used to back that fucking had a little twitch, embarrassed me more than anybody in the world. Demir's Magulov, his twitchy ass.
Diego Lopez has this one. Anyway, I picked Diyar in his last fight. Got his ass kicked. My notes for that fight also said hittable, loser, bum. That's now 2 fights in the UFC. 2 times with notes during the fight saying hittable, loser, bum. You're not going to get me 3 times. Yeah, it's not going to fool me once, fool me twice. Rafael Tobias is going to be the pick.
Fool me once. Shame on
you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Did you ever see that guy's stand-up routine? It's like 8 minutes of him doing that. He's like, shame me 5 times. Back to you. It's back to shaming you. It's a pretty good routine.
I thought that was Shane. That's not Shane's routine?
No, I've seen it. It's like an Australian dude.
Jim Jeffries?
No. Shut up.
Rafael Tobias. What the fuck?
Jim Jeffries has the gun control routine. It's like all the
I
guys.
name an Australian comic on the fucking dot, and you're like disgusted. I'm just trying to help you, man.
Very clearly not Jim Jeffries. It's like a fat redheaded dude. You know exactly who.
Oh yeah, he's on Kill Tony.
Yes,
yeah.
it's that guy.
Yeah,
I think. Oh no,
yeah, it is.
There's two fat. There's a put together one, not like a ridiculous one. There's one that looks homeless that yells. Oh, that guy's American though. Anyway, Tobias has takedowns. Tobias has wrestling. Diyar, while he has offensive wrestling, is absolutely useless off of his back. Tobias is the pick.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's betting on DR. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of people doing it. It's like one of those fucking like value type plays. Like, let me just throw something on somebody that might be better and finally get a win. He's got some decent power, whatever, but there's no reason to actually bet DR looking at tape, looking at anything, because he has been sloppy in the striking. He's been getting hurt. When he's wrestling, he's getting subbed off his back a couple times and stuff. It's like, that's got to be the most goofy ass fucking back-to-back submission things. Fucking a random Kimura. You don't ever see Kimuras anymore unless somebody's like on top of you. This is a Kimura from like the fucking bottom, and then goddamn Ezekiel choked. It's like, what the fuck? I didn't even get either one of those. I got Kimura done to me the first day, but I wouldn't fucking Ezekiel choked. I mean, come on, buddy. But Rafael Tobias is green. I mean, he wants to go. He's a better grappler than anything. And if he wants to go the wrestling, he could have some resilience there. And this could be one of those situations that it's like, okay, now we got kind of a bigger guy. If the fight extends, what's going to happen? Is he going to adrenaline dump? He's a little bit green in the striking. He does have, a nice 1-2, some okay boxing, pretty tactical boxing, but it's not like crazy fast, especially at like a UFC level. And he's 14-1, but that one fight, he got kind of fucked up. It was a few years ago, but I think it was touched by either a right or a left, kind of like 3 times in a row, like just pop. It really didn't know how to fucking defend on it. He's gotten better since then. He should be the favor in this fight, but honestly, it's definitely, to me, it's not like a bet DR, but I kind of understand the fade Rafael, who is a little bit green in the strike. I think he's only, 22 years old. Look at that guy, fucking 22 years old. Go for fucking him. Like this, they look like they're fucking 20 years apart. They're 6 years apart. This guy's 28 goddamn years old.
DR doesn't look old.
We verify this. Look at the bags under his eyes. What are you talking about?
He's just chubby. He's puffy.
He looks like he's been fucking drinking diesels for 25 years.
Maybe he's from Kazakhstan.
Whoa.
Nobody knows what happens over there. They're the world's largest pubis producer.
You said what now?
The world's largest pubis producer.
What the fuck is that?
Somebody didn't watch that documentary of that nice Kazakhstani man coming to America. And that's
Are
on
we
you.
talking about the airport one with Tom Hanks?
Nope.
He's from Kazakhstan, That's a great movie.
Was that Kazakhstan? That
Terminal.
Terminal is a good movie. Was he from Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
Before Borat?
Yeah.
So there's 2 different major Hollywood movies with Kazakhstani leads? That's crazy.
But anyway, I don't know if I gave my pick, but I'm taking Rafael, but he's one of the ones where if I had to choose between Luke at minus 220 and Rafael at minus 200, I think I'd way rather play the Luke than Rafael. I'm not saying they both can't win or Rafael won't smoke him, but Luke just seems a little bit more skilled. So
yeah, I agree. Luke's better than Rafael, but DR on his back, it's crazy how useless he is. Like it's shocking how useless that guy is off his back.
They have the largest pubes.
It's from Borat. He says world's largest pubis producer. I don't know what that means. It's from
How many
Borat.
times do you watch Borat to know that random ass line?
I just watched it last year for the first time in like 20 years, and I was cracking. I watched it on a plane, and I knew everything that was coming. I was still cracking up laughing. That movie's good.
It's pretty.
That movie's good.
Yeah, it was pretty generational.
Yeah, dude, it changed everything.
Because I guarantee if like kids watch that today, they'd be like,
well, because that's all YouTube is now, just stupid in-person pranks and shit. Where that was the first time we've ever really seen that.
How come him has feathers? That's the Ali G, but
Ali
what was
G
that?
was great.
What was that? That's a chicken. How come him is just walking like that? That's a chicken.
No, Ali G was fantastic. The Bruno
How
movie
come
wasn't.
Hims is wearing that?
Oh shit. $9,000 in DraftKings Fantasy. I think he's worth it, dude. Diyar sucks, man. And this is coming from somebody who picked him friggin' twice. I was very high on him. The guy, you take him down, he has no idea what to do.
I like this. Look at that fucking thing. What's that? That's a chicken.
What?
Thing? That's a chicken. Is that a real animal? That's a chicken. Check it out. Has you ever seen anything like that? Yeah. Look at it. It's got feathers on his feet. How come he was wearing that? That's the way Mother Nature, the way his genes are. He was born.
It's a chicken.
The reality is he's like an all-time great actor, apparently, because there was some episode of Ollie G where he like drank so much that they ended up getting arrested, and he did not break character even in jail. He was in jail in character, didn't break character not one time. Got bailed out. They're like, he's just an actor, and he just would not break character once, which is so crazy.
There's
It's
a
like
lot of
even-
actors that do that. Like once they lock in, like on set, like
Yeah.
even out of takes or whatever, they just don't leave character. I think that's method acting. I'm
It
a
is
little bit.
method
I think that's a little bit cheap. I think a good actor like me,
Turn it on and
you
off.
can go, yeah, just pop,
Sure.
pop, pop. Like all of a sudden I'm sitting here and then all of a sudden we have regional hits. That's high level stuff there.
That is spectacular acting. We have a $10 super chat from Patrick. Fight to end in the last 10 seconds of any round on DraftKings.
That was
You will
my
hit by
question
finish.
too. Yeah, go ahead.
You will hit by finish in the last 10 seconds or by doctor stoppage
big.
before the next round starts.
That's big.
How do they allow that to happen? So Henry Cejudo and Song Yadong cashed.
That's big. I was
So
actually
in
going to ask that. And I was
between
like, that's a stupid question, but it sounds like that's crazy.
But so RDR quitting on the stool in his last fight, does that count?
That cash. Yep.
But he quit.
It's a TKO though at the end of the round.
That's what they ruled that officially, a TKO. Quitting.
Yeah.
Should be a verbal submission. You quit.
That's what I think that was the big argument like during that fight. Because I had either fighter by submission, I think, in that fight. So I was like, yeah, verbal submission.
Yeah,
Submission.
you quit. Why would that be
Yeah.
a TKO? You quit. You're not knocked out, technically or for real.
Yeah, it's
You
TKO
quit.
retirement.
Go to the website, wewantpicks.com. Next up, at UFC 326, we have Sumudaerji taking on Jesus Aguilar.
What's so funny? Wait, hold on. Let's pause it right there. What's so funny about me hitting a little Lord's Prayer right here?
Yeah, up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right, Jake.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit right then.
Ever since they carved that out of your face, you really found God. Good for you, man.
If you look at it, it is a cross. I think it was.
Hey, Doc, just give me one quick
Yeah.
left to right.
Yeah,
You just
a stitch this way, stitch this way.
We got Sumudaerji, 18-7 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He's on a nice little 2-fight win streak, though, taking on Jesus Aguilar, 12-3 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that bounce back win over Luis Garul. This should be a pretty fun fight. Sumudaerji's a fast striker. He's got that laser pinpoint accuracy, good volume. There's not really any power, but you'll see he's got some finishes on his record because of the speed and the accuracy. And he could out decision a lot of people who are not looking to take him down. He is coming off that busy win over Kevin Borjas, where he landed 5 times the amount of strikes. He's taking on Jesus Aguilar. He's a solid grappler. He has a little knack for finding guillotines. He's got 12 wins. 8 of those wins are by stoppage. 5 of those are by guillotine. And they're interesting because he's not waiting for you to shoot. He'll just stuff your head down and look for it no matter what. He doesn't really have a ton of power, but there might be a little bit there. He throws in solid combinations. He is a little bit wild, but he's active. He's fun to watch, and he just beat Luis Garul. I think this is a tricky fight to break down because Sue, I think, is clearly the better striker, at least the more technical striker, the faster striker. But Jesus is so tough. He's so gritty. That won't matter. And then there's a clear grappling advantage for Jesus, but his takedowns also kind of suck. So now we're in a weird spot where one dude's much better on the ground. One dude's a little bit better on the feet. The dude who's better on the ground is the far more dangerous guy. Doesn't really have all these skills to get it to the ground. I'm still going to pick Jesus here. I broke down this card. I think the first time I broke it down was like a month ago during the break, and there were no odds. and I picked Jesus. And then when the odds came out and I saw that the dude was a 2-1 dog, I was surprised. I was very surprised. I was like, listen, I get you want to make him a dog because Sumudaerji is a fast, clean, accurate striker, but 2-1? That seems absolutely crazy to me. So I'm sticking with Jesus. I'm not going to let the odds change what my breakdown was. So Jesus is going to be the pick, and I do have a little bit of a bet on him for premium, not a money line. I got a nice little safe bet there. What do you think, Jacob?
We'll see.
Jesus bless you.
Thank you so much. I'm actually ordained, so you can save it. I'm good to go. Jesus Aguilar is a this dude's like a fucking like you want to talk about what they say. By the way, my condolences for what I'm about to say because obviously the show's over now. But he's kind of like a dirty little hamster, right? But in a good way, right?
Who?
The Jersey Shore. Jesus Aguilar. He is like just like a fucking just nonstop
Angelina.
Gerbil. He is just like just an in your face guy. Has really kind of came into his own honestly after that overhand right against Shannon Ross. I mean, he came into the UFC kind of doing his own thing, and then the with the Tyra fight. Actually, you know, Tyra's about to fight for the fucking title. He had that tight guillotine on Tyra. Obviously, it's a little bit different because Sumudaerji's probably not going to shoot the takedowns, but it landed that overhand right, kind of turned the corner with his striking. He's not just like an all-in grappler. He will stay in your face, and he proved that against Luis, who Luis probably should have been able to win a fight, especially a boxing match versus Jesus. But Jesus showed just in-your-face pressure, good boxing. This fight's obviously a lot different than Luis. I understand that Sumudaerji's a lot fucking longer, a lot rangier. But the point is, Jesus isn't a guy that's just going to stay in that boxing range. He will go to that, just fucking diving at legs for like crazy double legs and stuff like that. Or he will just blitz in with the striking. Obviously, if he just stays at range for 15 minutes, he's going to lose the fight. But if he initiates the grappling, Sumudaerji's got pretty good takedown defense. But in that takedown defense, he's always making mistakes. And a lot of his takedown defense is like the dumb shit like Grammy rolls and fucking like trying to hit switches on people and stuff like that. If you're doing it against Jesus, he's going to fucking take advantage. And if you see people doing that, they typically keep doing it. Like that's their go-to kind of panic out of situations. And if you're panicking out of situations, giving up your back, especially trying to hit a switch or something where he can just kind of jump over on that neck, this guy will grab guillotines. He will fuck you up on the ground, just kind of nonstop Velcro type pressure. And even with the hands against Rafael, he lost that fight because he got out wrestled, but he kind of hurt him with the hands too. This guy's kind of finding a little bit of power. I know he's only got that one knockout, but when the takedown threats are there, these guys' hands are much more live because everyone's dropping the hands. They want those underhooks to defend the takedowns. I like Jesus and the striking pressure, and unless he gets sniped, which I think Sumudaerji's power is a little bit overrated, I think Jesus either kind of not cruises to a decision, but gets a decision win, or finds a submission in a weird scramble where Sumudaerji's trying to do weird shit instead of just like sprawling out of stuff. So, Angelo, you know, I hate to say this, but I agree with you.
There we go. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw the odds. I mean, I have picked every single card so far this year without odds, right? I was so far ahead during the break. I was just breaking down card after card after card with no odds whatsoever. So it was, and I've had a spectacular year so far. And I don't normally let odds influence me anyway. I try to break down the fights without seeing them. Sometimes you see them anyway. So this was one of the more surprising ones this year that I was like, dude, I picked a 2-1 dog like that.
Yeah.
And
because I do the same thing where I go fight by fight and I pick the fights before looking at the odds, but I also rank them like basically like excellent, like confidence, like medium or low, whatever. And I even had this as not like an excellent confidence, but like a medium. And anytime I get a dog at like kind of my medium level, especially at 2-1 odds, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah, it should be a fun fight either way. $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy. I do not think that would be money well spent because even if Sue wins, he wins a decision by just being a faster, cleaner striker. Jesus is so tough. He's not going to get knocked out here. He's not going to get subbed here. The only finish upside is on the Jesus side of that cage. If you do want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool that we do have bets specifically on this fight. Check them out now. WeWantPicks.com. It's freaking $10 for all of it. No upsell, no weird nonsense. It's $10. WeWantPicks.com. Couple of super chatterinos. We got Joey T. Good to see you, fellas, and Jacob holding it down. We appreciate you, Joey. Joey's been here since day freaking one.
What the hell is that all about?
Bet Sam hit Joey?
No, hit him in the chat.
Did he really?
Yeah, I unhit him. I think Betsam's going fucking rogue right now. I don't know what his
Yeah,
deal is.
Betsam, you can't do it. Dude, Joey T's an
We just
OG.
both picked against a fellow Asian, and he's losing his mind. Isn't New Zealand part of Asia?
It's Asia Pac. It's Asia Pacific. So I don't know if they consider it Asia. India's part of Asia.
Betsam, if I was him, I would say when I'm out, like, where are you from? Oh, my Asian.
Asia.
I'm Asian. Nah.
Oi. $5 super chat from Lottie Harris. It's a TKO because he couldn't get off the stool. But he could get off the stool. He chose not to. It's no different than if you're in a submission.
He said, I don't want to fight. He verbally said it.
Correct. If you're in a submission, you can just say tap, tap, tap. And that's a verbal submission. If you're squeezing my arm and I say tap, 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 that's a verbal submission. So saying I'm not going to continue, to me, that's not a TKO. That's not a knockout or a technical knockout. Yesterday delivery. What's a good 3-leg to slam off the top of both of your heads? I've been a fan for over a year. Can I get an oh bullshit? Love you, boys. Jay, is it pink or brown? Ew.
It's pink. It's always pink.
Give him a bullshit.
No, you can't pay me to do that. What do I look like? I'm not.
You
I'm
paid
not,
me
you
and
get
I
$1.99, you're doing the
truffle
fucking
shuffled.
Yeah, $1.99. You're doing the fucking cha-cha slide back there in your fucking underwear. $5.
I'll do
I
it.
appreciate it.
Oh, bullshit. No, that wasn't good. Oh, bullshit. No. Oh, bullshit. That was what you sound like, right?
Bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Thank you. Yesterday, a 3-leg. You're asking for a 3-leg parlay? Man, take the 3 UFC newcomers. Slap them together.
Nah.
You'll get decent odds. I think they all win.
Cody.
All 3 of them probably lose. I picked one of them to win, but all 3 of them probably lose. And then we have $1.99 from Reese Keaton. That's not a picture of anybody named Reese. Let's have another money printing stream, Papa. You know, it's unfortunate, and I guess it's not unfortunate. You have to word it correct. I have the freaking daddy-daughter dance this weekend. So I'm going to miss a giant chunk of these fights. That thing is at 7 p.m., which means I'm going to miss a little bit of the main card too. Same shit happened for UFC 300. The daddy-daughter dance is always on the night of a very good card. So I got to figure out how to do the daddy-daughter dance, how to vlog, how to do this new reaction style shit I'm doing. It's going to be a whole...
do like 3 of those a year.
What?
Like the
daddy-daughter dances?
It's like one a quarter. Like it's
one a year. It's only in the spring.
It just feels like sometimes you're 2 there.
If you could say that,
like those are
in front of Tiffany very loudly.
Those kids are fucking suffocating.
I've heard of helicopter.
I was just
moms.
talking today.
You're a helicopter dad.
You put your kids to bed in the summertime it's still like 2 hours of sunlight out.
No, the summer I've actually loosened up a little bit in the summer, but
that first I'm like, we're getting ready to do these. Like I'm putting the kids to bed. I'm like, it's fucking an hour left of daylight out.
7
what the
p.m.
hell are you doing? Well, I gotta get to my drinking.
They've had the same bedtime. They go to bed at 7. They've had the same bedtime.
7.
Yeah, they went to bed 7 times. I actually just got a text from Tiffany just now saying, I'm laying with the youngest. I'm not going to say her name. She got up crying because of the storm. You have this storm right now? It's thundering pretty bad right now.
7 o'clock is crazy.
Oh, yeah, they go to bed. Dude, and I have to wake them up at 6:15 for school, and it's not easy.
Yeah, because
the youngest will sleep from 7 to 9 a.m.
What are they going to do as adults when they think that 7 o'clock is like a normal bedtime? They're going to be fucking weirdos.
Dude, they're 7 years old.
Hey, can you come out? Oh, I don't know. When are we going to get home? Well, dinner's at 6:30. Oh, I got to be in bed.
I go to
7.
bed at 9, and I'm a grown-ass man. Then we got Lottie Harris.
You didn't add any softball highlights today?
I did not add it because I didn't film myself. I'll take out the tripod if we have a game this Sunday.
I got a little video here.
The one I sent?
Yeah. Yeah,
but Tiff recorded vertical, then horizontal. So showing that's actually annoying. Is
the children are in there too.
But I'll get the tripod out for the next one. It was our very first game. I didn't know if it was going to be embarrassing. Lottie Harris says, don't let Jake slide. You've danced on request. I didn't. He got it out. And then I dig that 2384 Ange, stop telling everybody about our date night. No. 349 New Zealand. There was no date night. I don't drive past IKEA, let alone go to
Wait,
another
what's going on?
continent.
I dig that and stop telling everyone about our date night.
I don't drive past IKEA. I'm not going to New Zealand. Next up, at UFC 326, we have the first of 3 Codys on this card. We have Cody Durden taking on Tumendemberel. Cody Durden, 17-9 in his career, 1-4 in his last 5 on a 3-fight skid, taking on Tumendemberel. 9-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. Coming off a bounce-back win on the road to the UFC. His last fight was not in the UFC. It was in that regional Asian tournament, the road to the UFC, and he got a win there. Cody Durden's an interesting guy to break down. We've been breaking him down for years, and there was a time where he was an absolute dog. He beat Charles Johnson. He beat Jake Hadley. He was taking people down, getting in their face, dogging through these fights, and then something happened, and it went off the rails. He is not who he used to be. He's going to move forward. He's going to throw big. He's going to try to wrestle, but his wrestling has either gotten worse or people have gotten wise to it. His chin is certainly gone. He isn't that same guy. I've seen him get tired. When he fought Josh Van, he got tired, and I get it. He didn't beat Josh Van, the current world champion, but he got tired early in that fight, and he just has not looked himself. He's coming off his most recent loss. It's been 3 in a row, this time to Alon Nascimento, where the early pressure was great, and then he got cracked, and then he got submitted. He's taking on Tumendemberel. He's a powerful striker. He's got a really wide base. He just bombs punches. He uses a really long step-in jab to close the distance. He swings absolutely crazy. He has no problem with the dirty pocket fight, but he can be a little bit hittable. His striking defense is just not there. He's always moving forward. He's always doing something. He is coming off that submission win over Terrence Satterburn.
It's just Tumendemberel. Why is it so hard to say? Tumendemberel.
Tumendemberel.
Yeah,
It sounds like medicine.
Again, we have, somebody of
Tumendemberel.
non-white, and you're making fun of them.
Who made fun? I can't pronounce the name. They didn't make fun. I'm attempting.
Tumendemberel. It's very easy.
You're leaving out letters.
No, I'm not. Tumendemberel.
It's first of all, it's not Tuma, it's Tumendemberel.
Yeah, Tumendemberel. That's what I'm saying.
Tumendemberel. Tumendemberel. And that's not even it, because John Anik says it very differently than we do.
Oh,
Dude's good. And he beats Cody. It's just pretty much that simple. Sure, Cody could come in here, get a bunch of takedowns, and we've seen Nyam taken down before. But the reality is, Nyam has power in his hands. He even knocked down Carlos in that fight, Carlos Fernandez in the fight that he lost. Carlos took him down 4 times. So that's going to be Cody's path. Like, all right, his lone UFC loss, he was taken down 4 times. I could do the same. The problem is Cody doesn't have a chin. If Carlos got knocked down, Cody's going to get knocked out. I think Nam's going to win this fight. I'm pretty confident in that. And the rise and fall of Cody Durden, it's unfortunate because for a good year and a half, 2 years there, he was something special, but just doesn't seem to be quite the same. What do you think, Jacob?
yeah, I'm a big fan of Cody Durden, former two-time lock of the week. And when you look at a lot of these losses, he was lock of the week versus Diyar. He was winning that fight, definitely early in the striking. Diyar, get your toes out the fence. Fucking Chris Tylonely telling this guy over and over, just in the body triangle, just digging his toes in the fence. Eventually gets that sub. But Cody looked pretty good early. Bruno Silva, he looked really, really good in that fight. Was walking down Bruno with the boxing and stuff. Then gets knocked out. He smokes Matt Schnell. Joshua Van, he's getting the takedowns early. He's looking good early. And then he starts fading in that fight. Jose Ochoa, kind of the same thing. That was like a very competitive, really good first round. I was at that fight in Atlanta. Comes out in the second round and then ends up getting knocked out. And then the same thing, Alon Nascimento. He's boxing that dude's ears off, just walking him down, doing whatever he needs to do, and then just gets caught a little bit and then gets caught in that gear or that anaconda or whatever it was very quickly. But Durden's a guy that's super talented. He's got wrestling, he's got really good pressure, really clean boxing. But as you mentioned, the cardio has started to fail him. The chin obviously has started to fail him. And I think the bet for this fight to me is like an under 2.5. A fight does not go the distance, because if Cody Durden's going to do any, people want to talk about kind of like the badasses of the sport. Like Cody Durden is going to go for it. Like he is not a guy.
He's not a
fucking. He is not a fucking bitch. He is not a fucking pussy. He is getting knocked out, like walking people down in situations like that. Like he is not going to like backstep to anybody. And Tumendemberel is a guy that will. He's willing to trade. He will throw heavy. He will also be aggressive in the wrestling, in the grappling. And I think Cody Durden's going to get right in this guy's face. If you look at Cody Durden a day ago, This was his Instagram caption. He said, "I'm so confident, it's scary." What did you say, bitch?
I thought it was going to be a picture of him with his fucking grills in.
Or his hot ass fucking wife. This is who he's fighting for. You don't get it. No, he said, "I'm so confident and scary. I felt this before and it's gone both ways." He's being honest. That's the truth. There's a fine line between confidence and being cocky, and I respect that line. This time it's different, though. This isn't just belief. It's preparation, discipline, and knowing I've done everything the right way. 5 days away, time to prove it. So you can read that and see, he definitely is coming in with a very high confidence. He brings that into the octagon a lot of times. He has really good training partners, and he was in the corner of Horiguchi. So that's kind of the level that he's training at. You saw how good Horiguchi has looked. So he's in that room. He's at ATT with the Pantojas and stuff like that. So really high level training. If he comes in and wins his fight, it is not going to, I would be the least surprised person in the world, but I definitely think that somebody is getting finished in this fight. I think both these guys would probably agree. That would be my bet. As a pick, I said that I was never going to be biased this year. I'm going away from Cody Durden. I am taking Tumendemberel because I think he's got the power, can withstand kind of the early grappling, and but if Cody comes in and just smokes this guy, I'm gonna be rooting for him, and I hope that happens because I'll get paid either way.
No, and you were spot on. He's looked good in every single one of those fights. There's not a fight where he looks shitty the whole time. He starts looking good, and things are just different now. I don't know why he's not putting it together, or he's just getting a little older, a little slower. The cardio failing him in the Van fight, that was disappointing.
I think he broke his face in the first round like that. I think he had to get surgery or something. So it was kind of like yeah, he was a little bit winded, but also it's like, yeah, that fucking hurts, man. Yeah. I mean, no, he's definitely a dog. My broken face.
No, he's definitely a dog. He's not a coward, and his chin is his chin. There's literally nothing he can do about that. But this should be an absolute fun fight. I'm looking forward to this scrap. $7,800 in DraftKings Fantasy, $7,800. Honestly, whoever you think wins is worth the money. Because to Jacob's point, whoever wins is likely to win by finish. Cody Durden, if he wins, he's going to score a gazillion points because he's going to move forward, get a bunch of takedowns. If Nyam wins, it's likely by knockout. We do have a bunch of bets on this fight on the board. Check them all out right now. Just go to WeWantPicks.com. You can unlock that and everything else instantly with one click of the button for only $10. We got a couple of super chats. We have a Hardy Claridge 9. Cody, round 3 sub 21-1 odds looks live. See you on the live. 299 A. I don't know what A is, but we appreciate you very, very much.
Way to round 3. When Cody, the pressure that he can bring on people is pretty crazy. I mean, he took the pressure. I mean, we know Charles Johnson is like once he turns the pressure on, and I know it's kind of fun to hate Charles Johnson these days, but once he turns the pressure on, it kind of is. And Cody Durden kind of fucking buried Charles Johnson as my lock of the week.
Oh, he looked real good.
Yeah.
And D Rose 02, Garbrandt, Font, and Oliveira money line. Underdogs are live. I agree with Garbrandt. I'm going to be very anti-Font here, and Oliveira. I mean, agreed. You said these are all live. I do think these could all be live. Thank you for the super chat. And finally, $4.99 from Santiago Mendez. Hey, Angelo, I know me and Jacob would love to hear a recent neighbor story.
Do I have me Saturday?
I texted you a story Saturday?
No.
Nothing happened Saturday.
Bo texted me.
About what?
When lock of the week hits. I guess
nice.
Saturday. It was the previous Saturday.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, I got no neighbor stories. Most of my neighbors are on this softball team that I just joined. And
what's the stat so far? You do pitching at all?
We
want a pitcher, not a belly.
It's slow pitch, underhand softball. So you have to lob it.
Does everybody pitch? You rotate pitching?
No. You have designated positions.
What's your position?
You can rotate. I was catcher. I made a play at home plate.
That's funny, like as a joke, but it's even funnier because it's absolutely true. What can I do? Oh, just when the ball hits home plate, pick it up.
Dude, you don't even
fuck out of the way.
It is slow pitch. Like I'm not crouched or anything.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah,
but I'm
put the ball in the bucket.
I'm probably not going to be catcher next game just because it is like it's too easy. So some people are like hurt from the last game. So we'll probably rotate. But I did make a play at home plate.
What do you mean,
Stood there.
play at home plate?
A guy was rounding third to home. The ball was in front of me. I stood on the home plate, put the glove out. I said, Tommy, I got the ball, caught the ball. Should have been a forced out. The dude runs into my glove. The ball pops out. But it should have been a forced out. It was a forced. Bases were loaded. It was forced. It should have been a forced out.
Oh my God.
349 New Zealand. I dig that. 2384 Ange. What do you think of that debutante Dixon Miaz? Dixon Miaz. Oh, okay. Thank you for the 340. I don't know what the conversion rate is, but that wasn't worth it. Thank you. Next up at UFC 326, we have Alberto Montes, the third UFC debut on this card, taking on Ricky Turcios. Alberto Montes, 10-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, making his official UFC debut. He's taking on Ricky Turcios, 12-5 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5 on a 2-fight skid. Alberto Montes, nasty grappler. He has an unbelievable anaconda. He's got a couple of darces there, but it's mostly an anaconda. I know the difference. Do you know the difference between an anaconda and a darce?
A darce, the lock is going to be on the neck. Anaconda, the lock is going to be on the outside of the choke.
Yeah, it's where you start for sure. All right, you got there. Good for you. Because everything else is exactly the same. You fall to the same hip. You rotate the same way. Everything else is exactly the same. It's just whether you're starting at the armpit or you're starting at the neck. And he doesn't give a shit because he'll snatch them both up. He is mostly an anaconda guy. And very similar to what we said about Jesus Aguilar.
Would you say you're an anaconda or a python?
Ooh, python. Yeah.
Cool.
I just watched the new Anaconda movie, by the way. It was okay.
I watched Primate.
I'm not watching that shit.
It was, the ratings, it's got like a 70-some%. So I was like, oh man, this is probably like pretty cool. And it's it's like super gory, which I think it made up for like the kind of the corniness of it. But I mean, it was all right. It was entertaining enough, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just not interested into random gore movies like that. But anyway, back to this.
You did watch The Housemaid. How did that treat you?
It was good.
I bet it was.
There's only like one 5-minute filth scene. The rest of it is like.
How'd you know it was 5 minutes on the dot like that?
I actually thought it was going to be like just the
because
whole
when
thing
I saved
was
it
going
to
to be
my phone.
I thought the whole thing was going to be smut, but it wasn't. Anyway, it felt exactly like Gone Girl. It felt like Gone Girl.
Like Gone Girl.
With the twists, and then when you figure out what's going on, they do the backstory, and that's exactly how Gone Girl was. And Gone Girl's a great movie. Anyway, back to fight breakdowns. Alberto's going to snatch up that submission from anywhere. He doesn't need takedowns to get it. He doesn't need you to shoot to get it. He'll climb the fence and snatch it. The dude is nasty on the ground. He's nasty on the feet, grappling wise. Striking is literally just okay. He throws a bunch of random kicks, and he doesn't care if you catch him because great, catch the kick. We'll go on the ground, then I'll work from there. The reality is he's not fighting somebody very good. He's pretty one-dimensional, but it might not matter here. He's fighting Ricky Turcios. At one point in time, Ricky Turcios was like, ooh, this kid could be something. He's crazy tough. He's like Juliana Miller, crazy tough. He's going to move forward. He's going to hang in there. But he, very similar to Juliana Miller, just didn't get better. Like nothing's improved. He's the same dude he was 3-4 years ago coming off the Ultimate Fighter. In his last fight against Borralho, he literally just moved forward like windmilling punches. He's tough as hell. He's scrappy. He's gangly. He's long, but we've seen him have a little bit of power. We've seen him also be a little chinny. We've seen him be a little sloppy. He's just all over the place. If you remember, the hell's that from? The hell was that? What a fucking breakdown this is. If you remember, Ricky was supposed to fight Cameron Smotherman at UFC 324, but Cameron Smotherman face planted on the stage, so that fight didn't happen. So Ricky should be in great shape, and he doesn't typically slow down in his fight, so I wouldn't have expected anything else. I'm going to pick Alberto Montes here. I think he is going to end up finding something, potentially snatching up a submission. Ricky is just too damn sloppy to stay safe this whole time. He's also too damn reckless to not end up on the ground. So I got to go Alberto here. I think this ends up on the ground, and I think Alberto finds a finish, but this will be the first time Alberto fights anybody of any actual caliber. So we'll see what happens. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, Ricky Turcios is definitely like this is it's a tough fucking debut. Like, I mean, he is just a kind of a durable, weird, unorthodox striker that can, win grappling exchanges as well. I mean, this guy almost took out. We got Raul Rosas as a big favorite.
Yeah, he had his back.
Rob Font. On this very card. He almost took out fucking the hype train himself. Got his back and almost had him choked out if it wasn't for that fucking cartoonish chin of fucking Raul Rosas. He probably would. I don't even think he was fighting the hands. He just tucked his fucking jaw. I was like, good luck getting under this bad boy. But so Ricky it's a tough look for a guy like Alberto Montes, who kind of does weird stuff, chases like front chokes and is an okay boxer, but wants to pressure with the striking. That's kind of tough to do against the kicks of a guy like Ricky Turcios. So why I can't trust Ricky, because he just really isn't like a crazy talented guy. I mean, it's just kind of rough to say, but I mean, he just kind of is like just so sloppy in what he does. I do like Alberto because Ricky is coming up in weight, so where he was kind of like pressuring people with his length and his size at 135. At 145, I think it's just going to be maybe a little bit different. Not that Alberto Montes is like the biggest guy in the world, but they're just naturally bigger guys. A little bit different power, different strength in the wrestling and the grappling and stuff like that. So I think that's what's going to favor a guy like Alberto. But the longer this fight goes, and Ricky typically is a pretty durable guy, it's going to be... it's going to favor a guy like Ricky. It just is. He's not cutting the weight, and he already had crazy pressure and durability. So imagine what he might have at 145. So I think this is one of those. Again, I would rather pay more for a Luke against somebody that's proven to be not very good, and you kind of Luke's proven a little bit more than Alberto. I just need to see something from Alberto before I lay money on him. But Saturday we'll probably be betting the Alberto side, but as like I don't know. There's better spots in the card than Alberto, probably. Maybe I have too much respect for Ricky. I don't know.
Yeah, Ricky's not good, but he's crazy tough. I mean, I agree. He's crazy tough. You're not just going to get him out of there out of nowhere. He will find himself in a random submission, and I agree. It's just like Juliana Miller with Carly Giudice. It's basically the same thing, different styles, obviously, but same type thing. One of these fighters is actually skilled. The other one is just tough and not skilled. And look what that fight became. Carly Giudice was fighting for her life 2 separate times in that fight. So I get it. $8,500 in DraftKings Fantasy. It makes sense if you think he finds a choke here. $7,700 in DraftKings Fantasy. Ricky can just work. I don't necessarily think he's going to win. I don't think he's worth it. But if you do want to check out all the bets we have, all the picks, what the artificial intelligence has to say about this fight, check it all out now. It's one single package. Just go to WeWantPicks.com. You click Become a Member at the top. Instantly, every single thing is available to you and ready.
You really don't know what that is.
Well, now I do. I read the chat. I never saw Boys in the Hood.
Well, I mean, nothing surprises me more than that, Angelo. My God. You don't say. You don't fucking say. Love and Basketball, maybe? Typically, if you're white, you've still seen that.
I don't know if I've seen that. I saw the Denzel and what was that one? He Got Game. I saw He Got Game with Denzel and the Celtics player there, Ray Allen.
What about The Wood?
I have seen The Wood. I also saw
one of my favorite movies of all time.
What's the Queen Latifah
Back in, hanging.
What's the Queen Latifah one? The Lady Gang.
What?
Someone in the chat will get it. Can't believe you don't know it, nerd. Harvey Claridge, $2.99 is Angelo the softball. Well, first of all, softballs are very hard. Okay. No, I am not. But I had 2 great pop flies. Set it off. See, he knew. They all know. Set it off. 2 pop flies. Hard pop. Like, I hit those things hard. I hit them clean. I didn't embarrass myself. Yeah, they got caught. But at least I didn't strike out. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, set that bar high, Angie.
I sent the ball high. That was the difference between our team and their team. Nobody struck out. Everybody made contact. No like egregious errors in the field or anything like that. The literal difference was they were hitting balls into like gaps and line drives, and we were pop flying it. So we just got to figure out our softball swing because the balls just lob in like this. They have to be a certain height, and they have to like drop down. You're not throwing them.
I'm bored out of my mind. I don't know what the hell you're talking about at this point.
Talking about, I mean, you're looking at the future Prosper, Texas
You can
recreational
find me
softball
in
league
St.
champion.
Louis.
Okay. Next up at UFC 326, we have Cody Brundage taking on Dante Johnson. Cody Brundage stepping up on somewhat short notice, not crazy short, but shorter than a full fight camp. 11-8 in his career, 1-2-1-1 in his last 5, making that quick turnaround from UFC 325, a little over a month. Taking on Dante Johnson, 11-0 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. Dante Johnson's a pretty exciting guy. Decent striking. He does a good job jumping in and out of the pocket to land, and then he avoids what comes back his way. He does a really good job throwing in volume. When he engages, he puts up numbers. He can overwhelm people. A little twitchy, so he's like constantly like faking something, and some guys will react to that. He's very athletic. He's pretty calm. And on one hand, that's a very good thing that he's this young in his career and he's got composure. On the other hand, how the hell do you get locked into a cradle from SD Dumas for the entire first round? How the hell does that happen? SD Dumas sucks shit. SD Dumas is real bad. And he got taken down instantly, hands connected between his head and his knee, and he was there for a while. But he did stay calm. He put it back together, and he ended up finishing SD. You were at that fight?
The weird stuff happened. I'm telling you, man, it's wild.
That was a very bizarre situation. Taking on Cody Brundage, somebody we've broken down many, many times before. Cody Brundage has powerful hands. Cody Brundage is a collegiate wrestler. And when Cody Brundage is on, he looks pretty good. And when he's off, he looks good. And then things just go south and slow down and it becomes a mess. Cody Brundage has the raw skill to beat a lot of people. And after his last loss at UFC 325, I sat here, I did the recap, and I said, Cody Brundage is the exact type of person that you want on a roster to test these new guys. Because if you can beat Cody Brundage, then you're a UFC caliber fighter. If you can't, then you're not. And Cody will bring it out of people because he doesn't just fold and collapse. He'll fight. He eventually will break, but he'll fight. Even in his last fight against Cam Roston, his back is against the cage, and he's just head down bombing away. Is it what he trained? No. Was it technical? No, but he didn't just roll over, at least not early in that fight. I hope to see more of the same here. I'm picking Dante Johnson. I'm very confident in Dante Johnson. Dante Johnson is I'm not concerned about that at all, but I do want to see Cody Brundage bring the fight to Dante because I want to see more adversity. Yes, he was in the cradle from SD Dumas. I want to see what happens if he gets actually taken down. I want to see what happens if he gets cracked in the mouth. I want to see what happens if there's real trouble so that we can decide. I don't want him to just be 8-0 and this was the easiest fight in the world and next time we don't know what to do. So hopefully Cody makes it a little tricky, but I am going to pick Dante here. I just think he can weather whatever early storm, stay tough, and then make it happen. What do you think, Jacob?
What's your excuse?
the Shaq XL gummies with extra sour sugar is my excuse.
This has got to be, I mean, this is impressive as fucking hell. I'll tell you that.
No,
I didn't even realize, I knew he was fighting a heavyweight, but I just thought he was like a little bit whatever, but he was like a fucking little fucking heavyweight. Just
he's not even tall.
Some wild. Yeah, he 5'7", 5'8", something like that. And just turned his fucking life. Now he's a middleweight. It was funny. Somebody made a joke like that. He like tricked the UFC. Like they probably thought like, oh, we get an exciting heavyweight, and they signed him. They signed him as a heavyweight, and then he's like, oh, by the way, headed to 185, and they're like, oh, fuck, we just cut all these guys, dude. Like you're supposed to be a heavyweight fighter, but listen, I know everyone's got their pre-biases against Brundage, and I've got my own biases against Brundage. I'm not gonna fucking flip up my dude at this point. I told you guys he was gonna have success against Cam, and he was landing shots early. He was landing some decent shots, landing some power. Kind of wish he would have mixed in the wrestling, but yeah, once he starts kind of turning mentally in a fight, I see it too. I'm not fucking dumb. I see what's happening. He just puts his back to the fence, stops listening to his corner, and just ducks his head and swings wild right hands and just hopes that they land. If he cleans that up, he's had really nice success in fights before, and he talked about it in the fight week this week. He's like, I know I'm good physically. Like if I knew I wasn't good enough and I could improve, I would try to improve, but I know I'm good enough. I just fucking sometimes can't figure it out inside the octagon. So at least he's self-aware, because there's some fighters, Cheeto and others, that are like, they're not self-aware. They're like, they just keep doing the same thing. And like, at least Cody understands like, hey, yeah, I just need to fucking figure it out and try to get better. So I'm definitely going to be on the Cody side, but I will say, Dante, if you watch that Contender Series fight against kind of a lumbering heavyweight, he got the knockout. It was a great knockout. but he's throwing punches wide. He's not like the most, and he's improving the boxing, but he's not like the most technical guy in the world. He throws pretty wild, and if Cody gets in a firefight, he can knock out pretty much anybody. And we saw firsthand, SD shot a takedown immediately and was just controlling this guy basically for the entire round. Cody hasn't been wrestling a whole lot recently, tried to a little bit against Eric McConaughey, but Cody takes down pretty much anybody he shoots a takedown on. Even you saw Bo Nickel, he fucking just threw Bo Nickel off him and stuff too. So if he comes in and gets an early takedown on this guy and is wrestling this guy, he's got the ability to finish a guy like Dante Johnson and maybe wear him out to extend the fight, because that was the first time that Dante was extended in a fight, but it wasn't really like a high pace. He was just kind of like sitting in that cradle, and then SD was like, all right, I'll take my neck and we'll both get out of here type of thing. It was a very weird fucking fight, honestly. But, this is definitely a good litmus test for a guy like Dante Johnson. I'm kind of playing both sides of this for a bet, and I feel good about it because Dante is an aggressive guy, but I think something happens early because Cody doesn't ever back down from if you want to fucking throw, like the second Mansour came in that third round and said, I'm going to start throwing down. Cody was like, fuck yeah, let's throw down. He will always answer that call. So I think something probably happens early because Dante even in that last fight said, I got to be more aggressive. Like that was not a good showing by me. So he was self-aware about that SD fight and being a little bit too tentative as well. So, this is going to be the second to last prelim. This is a fight on CBS. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the ones that they chose. It is a fight on
CBS. Yep.
This is one of the ones that they chose to be on CBS for a reason. I think Dante comes in to really make a statement, and I think Cody's good enough to catch him, honestly. So it's a little bit of a biased pick, but you guys want a friend like me, I'm gonna stay loyal till the day I fucking die. I'm Cody till I die. He's a great dude, and he's more than talented to win this fight, and I think he gets it done.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, 2 hours of this event will be on CBS, but there's no clear line. It's not the final, the end
7
of the
to 9
prelims.
or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 7 to 9 hour time.
Yeah.
So it's
8 to 10
no, it's
Eastern.
Yeah, it's 8 to 10. Yep. So you get basically 2 prelim fights and the first 2 main card fights, and then that's it. And obviously, it's all designed to get people to be like, those fights were exciting. All right, I'll do Paramount Plus. It's $10 or whatever. Right. Somebody commented, why CBS? Paramount owns CBS. So that's why CBS.
And Cody's kind of gone dark on the gram the last week and a half too. So I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, or
maybe he's locked in.
Yeah, because he seemed in good spirits at the media. Because I haven't talked to him. Usually I talk to him about the fights. Usually he gives me a heads up on hey, they offered me this fight, and we'll talk about the fight a little bit. But I haven't heard anything about it. So pulling for my guy.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I do think his back's against the wall here, and it's not an easy matchup.
This is his 15th UFC fight.
He's been around forever because he, especially in this era of UFC, meaning the Paramount era, is built for people like Cody Brundage. They are cutting ranked fighters because they're boring. You could hate Cody. There's never been a boring Cody Brundage fight. There's been controversial ones. There's never been a boring one. So they love people like him.
A little bit weird. But even early,
he took that on 3 days notice and something stupid in that fight.
Yeah, but and he's a guy that he said in his interview today, he's like, the UFC knows if they need somebody. He's like, I always keep my weight down. I never really get too injured and stuff like that. So if they ever need buddy, they call me up and I always answer and I always take any fight. And to his credit, he's always taken every single fight they've ever offered him.
And he does always not always, but he seems to right when he's on the brink of they're probably going to cut him, knocks out Julian Marquez. It's just always right there. So this could be that did it. Here's a new contract. If you do want to check out all the picks, all the bets, all the tools, there is some action on this fight. Just go to wewantpicks.com, click become a member at the top. If in the menu, you go to analysis, official bets, there's every single bet any of us have placed, what the bet is, the odds, how many units, and then the date the bet was placed, so that if you're only checking periodically, you can make sure you haven't missed anything. Just go to wewantpicks.com. We do have a $1.99 from Gucci Gill. Dante struggled versus SD. Cody held his own versus Mansour. Cody held his own versus Bo Nickel too, at least early. Jacob mentioned
I mean, that's the confidence.
Underhook threw him to the cage.
Yeah, if he brought that confidence into every single fight, because he fought so free, he was in, he was out, he was throwing big shots, he was defending the takedowns. He would beat a lot of people. He was some freedom in the Mansour fight, but Mansour wasn't crazy aggressive, so he was kind of able to get into the fight and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said in his interview today, which I thought was interesting, he's like, once I get in there, I have an overwhelming sensation to just get the fight over with, like good or bad. Like, so I will, we train everything for 12 weeks and then I'll be like, fuck it. Like, I just want to knock this guy out. Or I just want to, like in the SD fight, he was like just pulling like crazy guillotines after he lost against Rodolfo for pulling guillotines. He said, I can't pull guillotines. And he kept doing it. Like, he just wants to get the fight over with for good and for bad. So just something he's got to deal with mentally, but he's open about it. So.
Yeah. I mean, this fight's on CBS for a reason. It should be a pretty fun one. And so is this. Next up at UFC 326, we have Cody Garbrandt taking on Long Xiao. Cody Garbrandt, 14-7 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5 on an unfortunate 2-fight skid. Taking on Long Xiao, 27-10 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a pretty bad decision loss. This is going to be a pretty fun fight. At least I assume so, and so do the producers at CBS, because if they didn't think this was going to be a fun fight, they would have put something else in its slot. Cody Garbrandt, as we all know, former world champion, bantamweight world champion, and the performance that he put on to win that belt is one of the single best performances from any fighter we've ever seen.
You know what's so funny about that is that if you rewatch that fight, and I've watched it a bunch of times or whatever, that was way closer than people think, and Cody was getting lit up too. Like, everyone talks about like Cody, like he started loading up his right hand, and that's how he was getting caught. He was doing the exact same thing in that Cruz fight, but his chin was just holding up. Like, Cruz was landing some good shots, and that fight was closer than people remember. Like, obviously the highlights are cool, and everyone remembers it. It's like kind of like a one-sided beating. But if you rewatch that fight, it's like all the bad tendencies that Cody has now, he had in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't rewatched it in a while because it's been so long ago, and Cody is not that guy anymore. He doesn't have that same footwork. He doesn't have the same flashy hands. He's obviously still a clean striker. He's fast. He'll bop in and out, but he's just not the same person. He is coming off that lackluster loss to Honey Barcelos where he wasn't even out wrestled. He was out struck. He's taking on Long Xiao. This guy's not very dangerous, but he's very durable. He's got a ton of experience with 37 fights. He carries all that experience with him. He doesn't panic if things are not going well. And even though he has almost 40 fights, things don't go well for him pretty often. He can struggle with guys who pressure forward, but he typically finds a way to win. He'll occasionally do that whole wrestle at all cost approach. He is coming off that sketchy decision loss to Su Young Yu, where the striking was very sloppy, but I think he won that fight. I have to say this, at least one breakdown every card. Picks and bets are not the same thing. I'm going to pick Cody Garbrandt. I think Cody Garbrandt can just be the better striker here and defend a couple of these takedowns. Obviously, he was very out-wrestled by Divas and Figueiredo, but that's Figgy. Figgy, despite being a little older and a little smaller, Figgy's a very good wrestler and built his whole career on bully wrestling people. Long Xiao's like an okay wrestler. I think Cody Garbrandt could defend those takedowns, and I think he'll be the better striker. So I'm going to pick Cody Garbrandt. The problem is, in fight years, this dude's 186 years old. I have no idea what the rest of his career is going to look like, but I am going to pick Cody Garbrandt here. I think he's just a far more technical striker, and if he can keep it standing, this should be a pretty straightforward win for him. What do you think, Jacoby?
Yeah, I just don't know if Cody Garbrandt really is who we think he is. Like, he had that great performance, and then he honestly was beating Dillashaw in basically both those fights before getting knocked out. But even when you're watching him lately, he just like, I know he's known for the footwork and the speed, and you mentioned that he really isn't the same in that aspect, but his boxing is, I feel like, almost non-existent now. Like, he is so low volume, and he wants to counter-strike. Like, Cody Garbrandt is a guy that gets in your face and beats you with speed and head movement and counter-striking and pressuring those strikes out of you. Cody Garbrandt is a counter-striker. He just backs up, pumps out the jab, and just does that dumbass blitz where he just kind of goes like this, like fucking, it's like, it looks fast and he's like running after people, but you never see Cody like really throwing those boxing combinations and walking people down and setting shit up. Like, he was just back up, and then and then back up, and he lands on Long Xiao, then God bless him for it. And he's shown he's got power and speed to be able to knock people out. But Long Xiao's a guy that, in my opinion, he is a wrestler at his core. But honestly, I think at this point, he's a better boxer than Cody Garbrandt. People aren't going to like that type of take. But I told you guys that Borralho was the better striker last week, and people thought I was a fucking idiot, and Borralho was fucking boxing that guy's nose in until he got tired. I think Long Xiao has got a good enough chin that he's shown. I know it's a little bit different Garbrandt, but he's got pressure. So he's going to win the pressure battle. So if this goes to a decision, it's going to be Garbrandt backing up pretty much the entire time. He might be able to go to a wrestling takedown or two, but I think he's got enough power to hurt a guy like Garbrandt, and he is more a boxer. Like, he's going to be not that. He has like kind of the cleaner boxer at this point in both their guys' careers. So I like Long Zhao. I haven't bet him yet because, I don't know, maybe there is a special place in my heart for Cody. Maybe I just kind of want to have an ability to root Cody without rooting against money because, I mean, I like Cody Garbrandt. I got nothing against Cody Garbrandt, but Long Zhao's shown some really, really improved boxing. He's going to be in Cody's face. And Cody's, I don't think, going to be able to keep that kind of distance that he was able to against, like, even like a Hani in kind of a close-ish fight, or a Brian Kelleher who was just coming off fucking like neck surgery, or a Trevin Jones, which that was one of the more boring fights ever. So.
Yeah.
I think Long Zhao stays in his face, keeps the jab on him, makes him kind of pissed off, and then we'll see what happens in the pocket. But I like Long Zhao.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I preface this whole thing with picks and bets are not the same thing. I am going to lean Cody here. I actually kind of have the opposite take of Jacob. I think Cody's the better boxer, but I'm not betting on it. You can't bet on this dude. You can't bet on Cody Garbrandt in 2026. That's insane. I mean, that's absolutely nuts. What you can do, though, is check out the bets we do have. Or go find yourself a tiebreaker. Jacob and I are split in this fight. Go see what the AI says. Use that as a tiebreaker. See what BetSam says.
Didn't we bet last week? I think I lost. Wasn't that the Macy fight?
I think it was the Macy fight.
So what, am I down 100?
I think so. I think it was 100 to 200, yeah. I'm not betting this fight. You're not going to get me to bet this fight. I've said 7 times picks and bets are not the same thing. I'm not that. The Macy fight, I was like, I'm insanely confident here. And then you did that and then lost. Not going to goad me into some nonsense bet.
Well, I didn't want to bet on fucking Macy Chasson. Macy, you have Cody fucking
talking
Garbrandt.
Like you did. You were talking.
And you have the favorite. Oh, no, he's a dog.
No,
you have Cody fucking Garbrandt. I bet on fucking Macy Chasson. You can't throw a couple dollars at Cody Garbrandt.
You thought Macy was going to run through in that fight. You were
I didn't
very
say
confident.
shit.
You said she
about
was the
it.
most confident.
She was
pick in the
smoking her
card.
too.
Yeah, that didn't look good early. I was a little nervous. And I was very nervous in that fight. I had the over 2.5. I also had Aylin Perez in a parlay. Like I was.
By the way, Cody
that.
is the overwhelming public dog this week. I think it's like 70% on Tapology, and he's still a fucking dog. It's like,
yeah, you guys aren't spending.
Well.
You guys aren't spending money.
Typically, that doesn't go well when the whole public is like, Cody's gonna knock this guy out. Duh.
He's definitely not gonna.
Like,
there's a 0% chance he knock. There's 0% chance he knocks him out. I think he wins. He's not knocking this dude out. But
that's a wild thing to say. I think the
he's
only
never,
way he
he's
wins
never
if he
won a
knocks him
decision
out.
before. He's won decisions before. I think he defends the takedowns and he's a cleaner striker. That's it. Simple. Check it all out. WeWantPicks.com.
His
$5
last 2 decisions in the last 10 years were against Dominic fucking Cruz and Trevin Jones.
Great. And he won them both. Sounds like he's batting 1,000 in decision wins. Brandon Lawson. What up, Jacob and Ange? Great show as always. Thanks for the premium tools, amazing content, and hard work you put in every week. Brandon, what a wholesome super chat. The last super chat was like, you're fat. And this is like, thanks for
Donate
the hard
again,
work.
Brandon.
The website's great. Thank you,
I
Brandon.
think you forgot to add a part, Brandon.
I genuinely appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Positive, and he has a profile picture. This is a real person. There's a picture of him. Positive vibes. I mean, this is a real human being, a real person, not like the rest of these Muppets. Is Angelo the softball?
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Kermit. Oh, Billy for the win. $1.99. That's another real person. Just vibing out. $2 super chat. Looking for an old Billy.
What race do you think he is? Let's play Guess the Race.
Okay. That's a hipster white dude. Or Armenian?
I think he's fucking Japanese.
Okay. Well, you're fucking pretty bad at this game. Next up. Is the promo. We'll send you $50, $50 from us to your wallet. And the only thing you need to do to get that $50 is go to this URL. You go to that URL, there are affiliate links on the page. You use one of those affiliate links, you sign up, you make a deposit. We get a one-time commission, we slice it, and then you get $50. Very easy, very straightforward. They get a new customer, we get a couple of bucks, you get a couple of bucks. and we are now Triangle Buddies forever. Go to this URL, use the link, sign up, make a deposit, make an extra $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. After that, check out the rest of the website. We have a fourth iteration of premium up on the website right now. If you've been here for a few years, you have seen the evolution, and it is spectacular.
We was close. He said he was Native American.
That's Japanese, closer to Armenian. Actually, I said
Excuse me?
I said hipster. I said hipster American.
You think Native Americans are hipsters? That's got to be
I think
the most
hipster
racist thing you've ever said.
I think hipster Americans are native to America.
Yo, let me get in contact. I got a fucking bitchin' casino idea. I'll tell you what. And I think you could be the ticket to
you might
launching
be
this thing. I think you might be on my golden ticket, buddy. I think me and you are about to be best fucking friends. Let's open up a sports book, sweetheart.
All right. Well, we've got quite the offering on the website. I keep mentioning tools, but nothing I say will show you quite how powerful those tools are. We have the data analyzer, allows you to manipulate any data point you want. There were people arguing in this comment section earlier, who's the better striker, Hani Barcelos or Cody Garbrandt? Go into the data analyzer, pull up Cody Garbrandt. You can look through all of his fight history, see how many significant strikes he's landed. You could see, if you wanted to, you could filter Cody Garbrandt, significant strikes in the clinch to the head. And it'll show you every single one of those fights where it happened and how many it was. You can deep dive the data any way that you choose. Inside of the data analyzer tape index, for those of you who like to do tape study, don't even try to find the fights on Paramount. It is a catastrophe. It is not set up in a way where you can easily find fights. It's set up in a way like a streaming service would set that shit up. So like, oh, you're bored, here's a fight to watch. It's not set up where you can just search a fighter and then watch a fighter. We've got you all lined up, though, with the tape index. We also have a fight simulator. It simulates fights 100,000 times, gives you the individual outputs. You can use those outputs to find prop bets or build fantasy lineups. We have a line movement tracker. It'll give you the opening odds, the current odds, the win probability, and the line movement for every fighter on every card, with the colors indicating the it's conditional logic for value. Green means it's heading in the right direction. Reds mean it's heading in the wrong direction.
St. Louis.
All of that is available in an app or directly on the web through any browser in the world. The app's 100% free. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. And here's a look at the month. I keep saying it's $10 a month because that's what it is. A whole last month for $10. You get UFC 326. You'll get UFC Vegas 114 next week. You'll get UFC London and then UFC Seattle. 4 very, very, very good fight cards. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. And don't forget to send some mail. I already got some mail over here to my left. I'll be opening it on this weekend's vlog for UFC 236. There might be a recipe in one of them. If there is, I'll see if I can cook it. And then we're going to save the recipes. We're making a cookbook. We're selling it. We're donating the money to charity. So if you have a recipe,
out of your mind, man.
Why would I get sued?
We've already talked about this before. People are going to send in Cracker Barrel recipes, and they're going to sue the shit out, ever loving fucking piss shit out of you.
If people are sending me handwritten recipes, first of all,
it's a mistake. Remember, that's the whole Screech thing.
You can't copyright a recipe.
You can. That's exactly what that whole episode was about.
I don't know if you know this, but
it was his grandma's. He thought it was his grandma's recipe that he found in his grandma's cookbook, and they were making all sorts of money on it. And then fucking the sauce company said, "That's our fucking recipe. Cease and desist. Give us all your money."
It's not going to happen. That means they're taking money from sick children. Here's the address. We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406, Prosper, Texas, 75078.
How about starting this stream not even asking for prayers for your sick wife?
She has a cold, not malaria.
Wow.
And actually, I don't even think she's sick. I think her allergies are just going bananas. You strike me as somebody with allergies. Fucking geek. Reese Keaton says, I'm a real person, Angelo. Look at that profile picture. Tell me that's a person named Reese. That is not a person named Reese. Let's play guess the ethnicity in this picture, Jacob.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Indian.
Actually could be. Is he selling beepers? If he's selling beepers, yeah. If not, that is a Hispanic.
I went to high school with Reese. Good guy. We had Spanish together.
For the win 13 says he's a Native American. I'm gonna need to see the percentage. I'm not getting Native American vibes from this picture. I'm gonna need to see one 22nd. Actually, that's not a
I'm
form.
0.6% North African.
There we go.
You want to hear it? Here it comes.
you and Mike.
D? Are you ready? Here it comes.
Rico MMA Casual. Jacob is good in Tampa. He's from the streets for real. 100%. Is Tampa bad? Tampa.
When I tell you what, when I went to Tampa's actually it's a cool city.
Yeah, it's not bad. I wouldn't call that the streets.
Okay.
No, my eyes are dry. That's why filming late fucking destroys.
Tampa was a nice city. I didn't go too far outside the hotel, you know. I mean, the hotel's right there. But seemed like a pretty cool city.
Tampa is nice. Ale, New York.
I bang in any hood.
Sure.
I'm Millie
$4.99
Rock on any block, Angelo.
$4.99 super chat.
Shit.
Good from Ale, New York.
Let me hit this, Angie. Shit.
Good show. As do not play copy. Oh.
Millie Rock on it. Hit it like that.
Do you think your mom in the other room has any idea this is what's happening in this room right now? Or is she like, Jacob has one of his magazines, so I'm going to knock before I open the door, having no idea that you're just dancing. $4.99 super chat. Ale, New York. Good show as always. Much love for the time and need to know from Angelo who's the most handsome on the card. On this card?
You'd say Rodolfo, wouldn't you?
No, that ugly motherfucker. There's some ugly, but Charles Oliveira, ugly. Kyle Borralho, ugly. Rodolfo, ugly. There's some Bruno Fajeda is the best looking dude. Yeah, Raul. Oh, gee. Yeah, this is not a good looking
why you say it like that?
It's actually Dante Johnson or Bruno Fajeda, the two best looking.
I think it's Cody Brundage with
Dante,
the new hair.
Yeah, that's one of the best hair.
I mean, you should have seen his media day today. Came in with a nice white sweater, little cross around his neck.
There he goes. Thank you for the super chat. And then $1.99 from D Spearman. I'm black. LOL. Oh, because we're guessing the race? Is that why? Well, you gave it away. Well, you didn't even give us a chance. You didn't even give us a chance to guess.
He's got beautiful eyes, man.
He's a good looking dude. I can see it. Is it the reflection off the light from the phone, or are your eyes colored? I'm talking about shut up. No, don't be stupid. I can't tell if he has like hazel, like kind of green eyes. Thank you for the super chat, Reese Keaton. All right, this is getting out of control. Thank you for the super chat, Reese. This is out of control. We need to break down the next fight.
He said colored.
You know what I mean? Damn it! Your eyes don't look like brown or black. I have.
Hey guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. This could be one of us. Well, I mean, one of us might be getting canceled, but everyone else, I respect you guys. I love you guys, and I don't know how long we'll be suspended for, but I'll be around. We'll be streaming Saturday.
You know damn well what I was talking about. Opening up the UFC 326 main card, we have a rematch. We have Gregory Rodriguez taking on Bruno Fajeda in a fight that happened 3 years ago. Gregory Rodriguez, 18-6 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5 on a 2-fight win streak. Taking on Bruno Fajeda, 15-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 3-fight win streak. This is a rematch. All right, we saw this fight already. And the first time this fight happened, I picked Bruno Fajeda as a big dog. I said he's going to knock out Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez gets hit. This dude hits hard as hell.
Is that just because he's the lighter skinned?
No, it's because Gregory's previous fight before that, you saw veins in his forehead throbbing because he got split open so bad by cheating Inja Kawani. So I picked Bruno Fajeda in that fight. I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez in this fight, but let's go ahead and break him down. Gregory Rodriguez, as we all know, powerful striker. He moves forward. He gets in your face. He's got high-level grappling that he doesn't always use, but every now and then he'll turn it on, like when he fought Christian Leroy Duncan. He's taking on Bruno Fajeda. High-level judo. Also good jiu-jitsu. but failing cardio. These guys are the same person. They're the same person. They both have powerful hands. They can both grapple, and they both have kind of bad cardio. But I'm going to lean Gregory in the rematch here, and that's because I've seen Gregory make adjustments. I have seen him lose and then come into the next fight with a different game plan. He lost this fight. He is not going to come into this fight gunslinging. I think Gregory's going to move forward. I think obviously he'll box for a little bit, and then he's going to shoot some takedowns. Bruno probably has it in his head that he can just land a big shot whenever he wants to. Gregory's going to be shooting takedowns. While both of their cardio kind of sucks, Gregory's going to be a little bit better. He has more experience. He has all the things on his side. I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez. I didn't bet this fight, though. I mean, this dude was knocked out the first time they fought. I am surprised there's a 2-1 favorite here, but G-Rod is the pick. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I like Bruno as a fighter. He's one of those guys. He's a fun guy. I mean, he's always going to be around this division. He's going to be able to knock out a lot of people. He's got the judo. He's got the grappling as well. Missed weight in his last fight, but you can tell he has turned that corner in his career. If you look at the Instagram, he's got the 6-pack now, so it shouldn't be an issue in this fight. And honestly, if he lets Gregory hit him as much as Marvin Vettori, I mean, we all know Marvin Vettori, he's got fucking the pillowest of pillow. I mean, that is down pillows, fucking pillow fist that he has, but was landing some good shots. Bruno really hasn't really evolved much as a striker. Like, I think he has kind of picked up maybe the pressure a little bit more and maybe cleaned up the striking a little bit, but he still is just a little bit too looping. And that's why, I mean, he's beaten people like Jackson McVeigh with an armbar, Armin Petrosian with kind of a random armbar as well. Marvin Vettori, he was able to just kind of have a little bit more oomph to his shots against Marvin. But anybody with power is able to kind of touch him and hurt this guy, including Gregory kind of in that matchup. Like, Gregory kind of had him backed up, and it looked like, oh, well, Gregory's about to fucking kind of light this kid up. He landed a shot. Credit to him. If it happens again, I'm not going to be surprised, because this guy's called, Baby Hulk for a reason. He's going to swing heavy. He's going to throw some heavy shit. But, if you're betting the better fighter, I think anybody that's just based, as you mentioned, if they're the same person, but Gregory is pretty much kind of better everywhere, it should be a 2-1 favorite. So I know that Bruno won the first time. If you're playing Bruno by KO again, I'm not going to tell you no, because it's already happened. So, lightning has struck twice in the same place before. I think some people have been struck 3 or 4 times.
No. Somebody in the live stream asked, what percentage of the time
you didn't let me finish my breakdown.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez because he's the cleaner striker and should be able to handle himself in the wrestling and the grappling as well. So, go ahead.
Nice. Somebody asked, what percentage of time does the person who won the first fight win the rematch? The answer, according to Google AI, is 62%. 62% of the time, the fighter who won the first time will win the rematch, which means there's 38% of the time they don't, and we are both in the 38% category here. Gregory Rodriguez, the pick for both of us, $8,600 in DraftKings Fantasy. I do think he's worth it, because he's either going to grapple heavy or let his hands go, and either way, I think he can put up some very real points. I don't have a bet on this fight, but there are bets on this fight. I also think the 1.5 round line, I think the over on that makes a lot of sense if you want to. Oh, I do have a bet on it. Yeah. I bet the over honestly, on the round line.
I'm very anti-overs and very anti-points. If you guys watch the live streams, we will never bet an over. We will never bet somebody by points, decision, all that fucking pussy-ass shit. But I do like that line.
I'm surprised it's 1.5, because they're both tough.
I understand typically takes first rounds off. Like, he just kind of backs up and whatever. And Gregory's been way more patient as it will just kind of pump out that jab, doing his little RoboCop head bobbing bullshit.
And I think he's gonna wrestle, which is just gonna slow this whole thing down.
I don't think he's gonna wrestle. He's a better striker.
CLD.
Yeah, but he's a better striker here. CLD is probably the better striker than Gregory, but he's a better striker here.
Yeah, this will be, I mean, this is another fight that is on CBS for a reason. They're expecting fireworks. Should be a good one. If you do want to check out the bets we have, I just gave you one. WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member at the top. It's $10 freaking dollars. We got a bunch of super chats here. Not a super chat, but Losi Loslocks says the tape index is top.
That's Losi Solo.
Losi Solo, Triple X. We appreciate you.
Whoa, go back to that one.
It's gone. I unpinned it. Sorry, it's gone.
I think that was him and his girl and some bubbles or something.
Bonte MMS3113. What race am I? 299A. That's a white. Actually,
That looks
that
like
could be a trendy.
Antarctican.
That could be, yeah, that, you know what? The other dude I thought was an American hipster. This is a European hipster.
No, this is like an Antarctican.
Just as white, like white.
What? Why'd you
Like
get so
so
excited
white.
to say that?
Not excited. Like, just is there anything whiter than somebody
No,
in
you just
Antarctica?
got eyebrows like that are like those are meant for the cold, man.
Yeah, this is, I would say you're some sort of something, man.
Say it. Don't be scared to say
Polish,
something.
maybe Polish hipster. Yeah, like some sort of European hipster. That's what I would say. That's a hipster.
I think he's
stash.
he looks like he's from fucking
North Dakota.
maybe like a Wyoming, but honestly, I'm gonna say like a Tennessee or something, man. It seems like you got maybe.
It's not a US dollar super chat. So he's paying with foreign currency.
Oh man, we got Mr. fucking Detective here.
$2 American from Vision Knox. Can we rate how women look now? What?
Yeah, send them.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that.
Jacob's DMs are open. $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Ale New York. I'm a real person too. You do look like a real person, and you look like you're pissed
He
that a
looks
cabbie
like
just
he's
cut you off.
fucking.
Yeah,
That
you're
is a
mad.
postcard for New York, baby.
You
no
just
seatbelt. Got the
You just-
Adidas on. Got the chin
Yeah.
strap nice and tight. The eyebrows done.
he
Gotta
just
go
yelled a
get a
slur in traffic for
slice.
sure.
Yo,
For
I
sure.
like my coffee like I like my women, a little creamy.
Ew, dude. Thank you for the super chat. $1 from Rando Light 14 with a cute dog. What kind of dog is that? Is that a Doberman? No, full
Probably a-
ears.
Probably a mutt, but it is a good looking dog.
Yeah, it's a very pretty dog. It's like Doberman face, but full ears. Maybe it's a Doberman with ears. It might be because you see how they like don't flop at the base there. Very pretty dog. Thank
What's
you.
his race?
I mean, it could be a dark skinned Brazilian or just a.
Or just a what?
I'm saying it's just the lighting. I don't know. I would say because he could be Hispanic, he could be black, or he could be
He could be what?
Brazilians are Hispanic. One of those two.
Brazilians are Hispanic?
Latin Americans are Hispanic.
You see
Yes.
where we're at, chat?
That's what Latin X is. That's the X in Latin X. He said he's Australian. $2.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Said the safety parlay saved my cheeks. Did I say Australian hipster? Wasn't that one of them? I think I landed on Polish, but I think I threw Australian out there.
I said
You said Montana. Thank you for the super chat.
yeah, the Brazilians are not gonna like. They're not fucking Hispanic.
All right, let's Google it. Are Brazilians considered Hispanic? Brazilians are generally considered Latino. Okay. And I said Latinx. Is there a difference between, they do not classify as Hispanic? Maybe I didn't know Latino and Hispanic were different. I thought that was the same shit.
I'm
My
not
bad.
surprised
That's
by
on me.
that.
That's on me. That's on me. Next up.
I wonder where Angelo's going on this one.
Next up, I actually feel compelled to go the other way to combat the rumors. Next up at UFC 326, we have Drew Dober taking on Michael Johnson. Drew Dober 28-15 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He's coming off that bounce back win in Canada, taking on Michael Johnson, 24-19 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. On a 3-fight win streak. Michael Johnson was supposed to fight Alexander Hernandez at UFC 324, 325. Is your house burning down?
No, it's storming here now, and I thought
Oh,
it's just like rain. I couldn't tell if it was hail or rain or what, but
it
it's
dried up
definitely
over
storming
here.
right
It was thundering, and now it's all gone, at least for now.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it's pretty dry, and it
this,
just a fucking liquor cabinet.
I haven't drank all week. I only drink on the weekends. Michael Johnson was supposed to fight Alexander Hernandez. I think it was UFC 324 or Houston, some shit like that. And it was sketchy because the line movement at the last possible second was problematic. So the UFC pulled the fight. Not because of Michael Johnson, because of Alexander Hernandez. And it turns out they know why the line did what it did. Alexander Hernandez was injured, and somebody from his team told one of his friends who's a gambler. That dude told everybody, and everybody found out.
A real story? Or is that just
that is actually
rumor?
No, that's actually what happened. His
How do you
hand
know
was
that?
broken. I Googled it.
Crazy Cat tell you that one?
Yeah, he told me that, and then when I had a female profile picture, he told me all sorts of other disgusting things.
Oh my God.
Little creep. Anyway, this fight will be the last fight on the CBS fight card, and that's because it's supposed to be a good one. We got Michael Johnson. He has fought everybody who is anybody. He's fought Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Khabib Nurmagomedov. He has fought every good lightweight in the last 15 years, and he still somehow remains a very good fighter. He's old. He's been knocked out bad, but he's still very competitive. He's very mobile. He's a good striker, stays on the outside, moves his feet, and he does really well. He's taking on Drew Dober. Drew Dober is also a pretty well-rounded fighter who just throws all those other skills out the window because he knows how his bills are paid, and that's by being exciting. So he moves forward, he bombs away, he hunts for knockouts. Drew Dober throws out any actual game plan and just tries to outstrike his opponents and put them away, and that's why he's exciting. That's why people love watching him fight. I am going to pick Michael Johnson here because Michael Johnson is the better fighter, just well-roundedness. Michael Johnson also has very high fight IQ. You don't fight Khabib. You don't fight Justin. You don't fight Dustin, who he beat. You don't fight the who's who of the lightweight division for the last 15 years and not learn something about MMA. So I think he takes all that high fight IQ with him. He dances around. He doesn't engage in a slug fight, and he doesn't get knocked out. And I think he cruises his way to, not cruises, actually, could get dicey, but I think he goes ahead and gets himself a decision here. Drew Dober, obviously going to be very, very dangerous this entire fight, but he didn't look spectacular against Kyle Prepelic. I don't know if he's going to look great here either. I like Drew. I think a lot of people will be rooting for Drew. He's a fun dude, but I think Michael Johnson is just a little too mobile for Drew to land the big one here. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, betting on, I understand, like, you don't want to bet on Michael Johnson, and this feels like you don't just have to bet every single fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know why anybody would put money on fucking Drew Dober at this point. He was just kind of known for being like the chin, like the tough guy, like could eat shots and just walk through shots, and that's how he beat like a King Green and a Rafael Alvarez and a Terrence McKinney, right? If he ends up losing those fights, his last 2 wins and the last fucking 8 fights were against Ricky fucking Glenn and then Kyle Prepelic after he kicked the fucking absolute dog shit out of his fucking nuts, and they started that fight, and then he ended up getting a KO after that. I mean, he was getting hurt, and like every single he was getting, like, and I know King's a good boxer. I know Rafael Alvarez is a dangerous guy and stuff like that, but I mean, it's like, now the chin is gone. He's not really a talented guy. He just kind of walks into shots. And Michael Johnson is a long, rangy striker. We saw has had some nice. I mean, these guys are on 2 different trajectories. Like Michael Johnson's actually looking good, and Drew Dober kind of is like looking worse. Even that Prepelic fight, it's like he's still getting lit up. Even if this is a decision fight, and Drew Dober comes forward and he's looking good in this fight, his face is just a fucking mess after like 3 minutes. And with the long jab of Michael Johnson, it's going to get really interesting. This is like what, southpaw versus southpaw, which you don't get very often, so they can both work the jab. So Michael's going to have the better jab, or should, in this matchup. I think he just kind of beats down the face and might be able to hurt and maybe finish Drew Dober. But I just stay off it, enjoy it as a fan, maybe play an under or something, or chase somebody by a knockout. But putting money on Drew Dober in 2026, I don't know what the hell we're doing. People are like, oh, easy bet, he's the fucking underdog, and people almost bet him before this. I was watching the odds.
He almost became the favorite.
This was like a pick 'em. It turned into a pick 'em. I'm like, who the fuck is betting on Drew Dober in 2026? I don't care who the fuck he is fighting. I gotta go Michael Johnson here. He's the better fighter, and he's actually winning fights and looking good in fights lately. So I'm gonna go to Michael Johnson, and I just don't think Drew Dober is very good.
Yeah, listen, I picked Alexander Hernandez to beat Michael Johnson, and I'm picking Michael Johnson to beat Drew Dober. Like I'm not. I'm
public pressure.
No, I'm not just jumping on, Michael Johnson here and and because I pick him in every fight and he's such a good. No, I think styles make fights. I thought Alexander Hernandez would get in Michael Johnson's face, and Alexander Hernandez still has a great chin, can push the pace, hang in the pocket, where Drew Dober, you can't have a great chin forever. Cheeto somehow still does, but Drew's chin is starting to wobble a little bit. He's getting hit a little bit, and Michael Johnson's just, the fight IQ on him is spectacular. I mean, the dude is smart as hell inside that cage. And I think inside that cage, he's going to stay mobile, stay on the outside, dot him up, and stay safe. This should be a fun fight, and I'm 100% sure Drew Dober is a very intelligent guy, and he's not looking at this fight like, hey, here's what I need to do to win. He's looking at this fight because he's intelligent.
$100,000, baby.
Yeah, here's what I need to do to get paid. I am the last fight on the free portion of this fight card. I am just going to come forward and swing like crazy, and I'm either going to get a bonus or I'm going to lose, and either way, the UFC is going to be happy with the product that I help contribute to. Drew Dober's a very smart guy. That's how he's going to fight, and if he fights that way, that's just obviously not going to be the best path to victory for him. So I'm on the Michael Johnson side, but Jacob said best, you don't need to bet. If there's 13 fights on this card, why the hell would you bet every single one of them? You don't need to.
Unless it's for fun.
But we have bet a whole bunch of them. So if you do want to check out the bets we do have, WeWantPicks.com, click become a member at the top. There's a ton of bets on the board. And if you don't want to just copy paste our bets, you can use the tools and find your own. All of it, $10. WeWantPicks.com. $4.99 Ale New York. Eyebrows done. I would never. That's some shit. I mean,
they look sharp. That was not.
those
supposed to be.
Those are naturally nice eyebrows.
They look like mine.
They look done. Yeah, not in
a.
Yeah, he's saying you take care of yourself. New Yorkers take care of themselves. They're either just fucking a mess or very well groomed. Thank you for the super chat, Nick Maricello. I'll guess the race. Nick Maricello. Michael Johnson by points. See you at the cashier, Big Ange. I appreciate you. Yeah, I do think we Michael Johnson to win by decision is not the craziest thing in the world. Thank you for the super chat.
It's only plus 250.
Next up. Yeah, but he's a minus something. Next up.
Don't ever fucking back talk to me like that again.
Or what?
I think you know.
I don't know. Explain it. Or what?
Yeah, when your wife is texting me at 2 a.m. saying
take her.
He's screaming again.
Take her.
I can't
take her.
No, he's like, what do I he's screaming. Jacob, stop. Jacob, stop. What do I do? I got no answers. So I think we both know what's going on.
Those are the screams. Next up at UFC 326, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Roberto Font taking on Raul Rosas Jr. Rob Font, 22-9 in his career, an unfortunate 2-3 in his last 5, taking on Raul Rosas Jr., 11-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. This is striker versus grappler all day, every day. There are no other routes in this fight. Rob Font, clean technical boxer. You're not going to get kicks out of him. You're not going to get takedown attempts out of him. But he is still, even at his advanced age, a very good boxer, one of the better boxers in the division. He lost to Chito Vera because of the power differential, because he landed 3-1 on Chito Vera. His hands are clean. They're where they're supposed to be. He goes in and out of the pocket, and he's gone. The takedown defense, however, kind of sucks. He's taking on Raul Rosas Jr., all grappling. His striking, not very good. He does have one knockout, but I don't know what that was. So does Bo Nickel. Raul Rosas Jr. is just diving at legs immediately. He's getting a little older now. It wasn't that long ago that we sat down, we broke him down. He was 17 years old. His parents had to sign a permission slip in order for him to fight. And now here he is, what, 22? Let's see. Click.
You know what's so crazy, too?
21.
He said this week, too, that
he's going to retire at 25? Yeah.
It's like, how much money does he think people make? Like, is he still that clueless? Like, you become the champion, you're not good to go for life. Like, that's $1 million. Like, if you're 25 with $1 million, unfortunately, that's not going to last you. I think some people think of $1 million. Like, you could give $1 million to pretty much anybody in this chat, and you can't really retire off it. Like, not comfortably.
You can change your life, but
it's a great addition, but Not
You're not
25
done
years
working.
old. You're going to, because he's not even talking about I'm going to defend it a bunch of times or rack up all these checks. He's like, I'm going to get the belt and then fucking retire at 25. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude, if you're 25 years old and you got $1 million, and let's say you somehow found a house, you bought it for 20 grand.
If you
paid
invest it
for
right,
you're
you
done.
can get, but still, it's pretty tight, man.
But I mean, there's taxes, like nothing, money.
Yeah,
they'll
it's
they'll
crazy.
take your money forever. Anyway, he did say he was going to retire at 25, and that's a lofty goal for somebody who lost to D-Rod. The reality is Raul Rosas has good takedowns. He's got phenomenal control. The striking's not great, but it hasn't needed to be great because he's got good takedowns and phenomenal control. The only reason he lost that C-Rod fight is because he slowed down. And at the time, C-Rod was the prospect killer. Since then, we have seen him do what he's supposed to do. Comes forward, gets the takedowns, has the control. This is Las Vegas. So my gut reaction instantly was Raul Rosas. I've never been more confident. Rob Font can't defend takedowns to save his life. Then you look at it a little bit. My real concern here is this is Las Vegas. Las Vegas doesn't really care about your takedowns. They don't care, not compared to other commissions. We watched Rob Font in a fight. This wasn't in Las Vegas, but we watched Rob Font in a fight with Jean Matsumoto get taken down 5 times and somehow win a split decision because he just looked busy on the feet and he was throwing hands and there was a tiny little paper cut. And if Raul Rosas gets a tiny little cut and he's just getting takedowns but not really doing much with it, the judges could screw him here. I am picking Raul. I am still confident in Raul that Rob Font has no takedown defense whatsoever. And my only concern here are judges screwing him out of this win. But Raul Rosas Jr. is going to be the pick. What do you think, Jacob?
I mean, this should be pretty cut and dry, and it feels like people are going to look at this ticket and this line after the fight and be like, fuck, man, why didn't I bet Raul? Like, because it is like such an obvious play. Like, Rob Font can get taken down. Raul's got good takedowns. The difference with the guy like Jean Matsumoto is Jean Matsumoto is doing the takedowns and stuff, and he is a good grappler, but there's not a lot of like just pure wrestling, and he's not looking to get like crazy like back control, throw a body triangle in, searching for submissions. Raul Rosas is a guy that once he gets you down, he's throwing the hooks in, he's working for submissions, he's making you work. So Rob Font's able to kind of pop back up against kind of more of that seatbelt fence control of a Jean Matsumoto who is comfortable in the striking, where if Raul gets him in that position, I don't know if he's going to fucking move. I put a tweet out here earlier this week talking about Rob Font. Rob Font, I think for his total takedown defense, it's like in the 40% or something like that. Maybe it's on the screen right there.
It's right here, yeah.
43%.
43.
In his last 5 fights, which, you know, as you're fighting more, you're fighting against better and better people. He has a 29% takedown defense in his last 5 fights. He's given up 34 minutes of control in 85 minutes of action, which is 40% of all the fights he's in. He's being controlled with a total of 22 takedowns landed in those 5 fights against him. And a lot of people with the control time would be like, well, 18 of the 34 minutes was against Corey Sandhagen. So it's like, yeah, he was fucking controlled against fucking Corey Sandhagen. Like, you think Raul's not as good I mean, maybe not in the pure BJJ, but it happened. Like, it happened. He was controlled that long in a fight. Raul Rosas is going to be better in the striking every time you see him because that's really what he is improving in the most. We've seen the hands, and I think that this is a I don't want to discredit Rob Font too much, but I think this is a tougher matchup than the Vince Morales fight because Vince Morales was able to make him really work and had him in some really bad positions in that fight in the grappling to where Vince was able to make Raul work in a position of where he wanted to be. So he couldn't just be comfortable in the grappling. He was still working hard, even in the position that he wanted to be in, and was almost caught a couple times where once Raul gets to the grappling in a position where he wants to be in, Rob's really not going to put up as much of an effort as a guy like Vince Morales, at least not offensively. And if you're not like counter grappling Raul like a C-Rod was and stuff like that, I think he just kind of gets on your back. And, you know, Rob's a tough guy. He came in against David Martinez and pushed the fucking pace on David Martinez to where even David Martinez shot a couple takedowns. But Raul should be able to get him down early, and it just becomes a skill issue on the ground. I think Raul can handle his own in the striking to get to the wrestling, and he's shown now his cardio seems to be pretty good. So
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. And we there's a bunch of comments in the chat. He'll gas. He gassed in the one fight at 19 years old, and he hasn't gassed since.
Yeah, that was
Obviously-
a lot of grappling in that last fight. Like that was a lot of,
Yeah.
and he was in some tough positions that he could have panicked in, like the Peruvian neckties and the weird anacondas and ninja chokes that Vince was going with. But he stayed the course and got through that fight.
Yeah, and obviously, he's a little distracted. He's doing a lot of social media stuff. He's hanging around with different ladies. He's some of this is probably going to his head. So it's possible he comes out here, looks like a shell of himself because he's been injured. He's been laid off. He's partying. He thinks he's better than he is. And this is a catastrophe. Or he does what he's supposed to do, which is just wrestle. And then you'll win.
Yeah, if he comes in and just tries to box Rob Font for 15 minutes, it's not going to be
He's a
good.
moron. Cut him
it's not gonna
immediately.
be good.
Cut him immediately. This kid's a moron. Yeah. Rob Font is a very good boxer still, even at 38 or whatever the hell he is. This should be a good fight. I mean, I'm looking forward to it one way or the other. This should be a good fight. If you do want to check out the picks and the bets and the tools, we have bets on this fight. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click become a member.
And it's not a bad spot to be in. Like if Raul's you didn't want to bet on the main, let's say you didn't want to bet the main event because you like Charles, you like Max,
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird fight. This might be your last leg, Raul Rosas, and you're looking at this fight and
Just
you're like,
enjoy the
man,
rest of the card,
it's 6 or 7 leg parlay. Like, do I really want to? Rob Font's not a bad guy to hedge. I mean, you're getting almost 2-to-1 odds on it, and he could sneak it out. So if you're kind of one of those bitch-made pussies that wants to hedge bets and stuff like that or cash out, there's worse people to hedge bets on than like a Rob Font.
He'll fight for your money,
Yeah.
for sure. $4.99 super chat from D Rose. Let's not forget Rob can get up from takedowns. Raul will gas, and Rob will piece
He
him
was
up.
controlled for 18 of 25 minutes versus Corey Sanders. You're controlled for 18 minutes. You're not really getting up from takedowns very well.
Yeah. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Next up, at UFC 326, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Kyle Borralho taking on Renier de Rider. Kyle Borralho, 17-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that loss to Nasruddin Imavov. Taking on Renier de Rider, 21-3 in his last 5, or in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that short notice, but not him, Brendan Allen, short notice loss to Brendan Allen. And both of these gentlemen just lost effectively what could have been a title shot. If you remember, they were in a 4-man tournament. It was supposed to be Kaio and Nasruddin, RDR versus Fluffy, and then whoever won that fight in more spectacular fashion was going to get the title shot. Kyle Borralho loses, not an exciting fight, but he loses to Nasruddin Imavov. RDR doesn't fight Fluffy because Fluffy gets hurt. Instead, he fights a short notice Brendan Allen, a former teammate, somebody we all thought that he'd be able to beat. Instead, Brendan Allen beat the shit out of him so bad he quit on the stool. I was with Josh. I hopped on Josh's show.
Oh my God, Josh this and Josh that.
No, well, here we go.
Jesus Christ.
I texted him, he texted me. He was like, hey, if you want to hop on the
You
show,
want to
I'll be
specify,
live.
what Josh? Go ahead, drop it.
He said, if you want to hop on the show, whatever. We hop on the show. He asked about this fight. And I said, RDR's a quitter. And he was like, dude, easy. Because, he knows a lot of fighters. He tries to keep it classy. I was like, dude, I'm not saying, that's not an opinion. That's an actual
He
fact.
literally said he was, and his excuse was, I was too tired. There wasn't an injury. There wasn't any, he was just, I was too tired.
Yeah. And I'm not, that's not an opinion. It's a literal fact. He quit. He quit in that fight. I didn't say he's a pussy. I said he's a quitter. He quit.
Pissy. I didn't say
And
he's a pissy.
Jacob pointed out the last time we broke down RDR, Jacob sat actually not right there, different house, but Jacob sat there and said RDR is a known quitter. He quit in
I
one
tried
FC.
to warn people.
You did. You're the only person. The only person
He was
that
crawling
mentioned
away against that guy that's beat him like 6 times
twice.
or whatever.
Yes,
And the ref was
twice.
like, you got to get up. The good news is he's improving. Because in that fight, he didn't even make it to the stool. He just sat on the fucking canvas and the ref called the fight. This time he made it to the stool. So now we might get a little bit different. He is improving as a quitter.
So I mean, the problem though, it's easy to just call him a quitter, which he is objectively a quitter. Kyle Borralho is using RDR as a quitter that he's going to be tough, meaning Kyle's like, he just quit in his last fight and he has a lot to prove. So I'm actually very prepared because I feel like RDR is going to come out here and try to get rid of the I'm a quitter narrative.
Sure.
And that's what's tricky here. And he's
And RDR said this week, like, I'm coming across, I'm a
beat him up, take him down, and TKO him. Like he said, like I'm coming across, landing big shots.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
credit,
and what?
to your point.
First of all, I love this matchup. I think this makes a lot of sense. Like, all right, you had the 4-man who gets the next title shot. Now the losers fight each other. Now we have our order: 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, here we go. And I think this is a great matchup. I'm looking forward to it. Caio Borralho is the better striker of the two. I don't think he's the better grappler, but he is a very good grappler. RDR, the physically much larger of the two. Striking is atrocious. Wrestling just okay, but the jiu-jitsu is very good. This is it should be a pretty easy fight for Caio game plan wise. Game plan is keep it clean, stay far, far away. Same exact way he fought Jared Cannonier. Stay away, avoid any random power, don't even bother engaging in the grappling. For RDR, it's exactly what Jacob said that he said it was going to be. Come forward, throw that giant, ridiculous knee up the middle, and see if you can drag him to the ground. What's crazy to me, that RDR is the same human being in the fight with Robert Whittaker that he is in the fight with Brendan Allen. The fact that that's the same person is crazy. He went to hell and back with Robert Whittaker for 25 minutes.
He said his body completely broke. He like specified more this week or even maybe today on media day, talking about like he was like almost anemic at that point. Like he couldn't he had like no energy and stuff, which is pretty crazy too. Cause people, it's
he
not
fought
like he
4
just
times in a year.
I know, but it's not like he took a year off and it's like been what, 3 or 4 months. Like it's not like he,
yeah.
He's
What's
taking some time,
Yeah.
but that's like normal time between fights. Like that's not like he took a year off to really get his body right. Like he probably put some weight back on and then it's right back to cutting more weight and stuff. So it's like, he might feel better now, but it's not like I don't know. It seems a little bit weird.
He's big as shit. But that version of him in the fight with Robert Whittaker had me convinced he might be the only one who can beat Khamzat because he's good on the ground. That giant knee, dude, that jump knee up the middle is insane. With that being said, I'm going to pick Caio because Caio is such a high fight IQ guy. Even his insight into this fight saying RDR is a quitter and he's going to do everything possible to get that out of people's heads. He's 100% right. That's exactly what's going to happen. I think Caio's good enough on the ground to not get subbed if they end up there. And I think he's the far better striker. Problem is there's only 3 rounds to work here. And if he does get to the ground, I don't know if he's going to pop right back up. I'm picking Caio. I'm avoiding money lines here. I think the over 2.5 makes a ton of sense. I think this is an easy over 2.5. It's basically 2 tough dudes. Like RDR quit, but that was round number 4. We only have 3 here. I'm picking Caio. Just stay away. Don't grapple. Don't let him bum rush you. But RDR doesn't. I keep calling him a quitter. He is a quitter. He's fucking huge and he's not awful. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, let me first off by saying RDR is one of those people that like I was screaming is like, this dude's fucking terrible, dude. Like this, just like the Gialtins, just like the fucking Fluffies, just like I was screaming like these guys are fucking terrible. I bet against them. They keep winning. I bet them. I had fucking a lot of money on RDR against Brendan Allen because I'm like, well, fuck, if he's doing everybody else, he's definitely doing a fucking Brendan Allen. And then I bet him, and then he fucking loses. But I will say people kind of misremember that Brendan Allen fight because he was dogging Brendan Allen that whole first round. I mean, it was like the strikes were like 40-6. He had full mount fucking like 30 seconds into that fight. Obviously, probably could have done more with it, but he was fishing for the arm triangles. He was taking his time. Starts the second round, gets a takedown, is on the back of Brendan Allen in that second round through the first half of the second round of that fight. Then he starts to slow down. Brendan Allen slips the position, comes out in the third round, gets another fucking takedown. So it's like people remember him like fading, but if that's a 3-round fight and he keeps a little bit more of that back control in the second round and it ends after 3 rounds, RDR wins that fight. So yeah, he looked fucking terrible and he ended up quitting or whatever, but people do kind of misremember about he did get another takedown the second. He did get a takedown in the third. He was on his back even early in that second round, even when he was tired. But I'm going back to my 2026 is going back to initial reads and never fucking looking back. This should look like the Caio and Paul Craig fight. RDR is a glorified fucking Paul Craig. He is a sloppy fucking striker that if you don't go to the fucking ground with him, you are gonna light him the fuck up. Gerald fucking Mearshart, the meerkat, was lighting this dude the fuck up. And when he was taken down, he was getting back to his feet. So even if RDR does muscle into this fucking bullshit trip, throw, takedown, Caio should be able to scramble hard back to his feet. And on the feet, RDR, in my opinion, doesn't stand a fucking chance. Even Caio said, if he wants to strike, that's going to be kind of a fucking mistake. His style even plays even better against an RDR because he's not a flat-footed boxing type of guy that's going to get in the pocket and let you clinch. He is a karate kind of dude. Like, he's going to keep his space, keep his distance, land those lunging shots. And when he throws, I know he's kind of like people think he's like a decision guy, but this guy's got heavy fucking hands. When he steps into shots, he can knock out anybody. And this RDR goofy ass is getting hurt by a lot of people. He just throws his head back into the strikes and covers up and just reaches and tries to grab and is holding on to your forearms and trying to give you a fucking hug so he can fucking try to trip you down. I'm going back to my initial reads. If Kyle Borralho loses his fight, I might be done with the fucking sport. In no way should he lose this fucking fight. RDR sucks. He's getting lit up and knocked the fuck out.
All right. Well, I love the confidence. I love the confidence.
All my reads have been exactly right. All of them, and all these type of people. Every time I'm like, this guy fucking sucks, they all end up fucking sucking. He's getting knocked out.
Just a little early sometimes. Yeah, listen, we're both on the Caio side. I probably am a little, if there's a spectrum, RDR to Caio, Jacob's all the way over here. I'm like there. I'm on the Caio side, but closer to the line.
And this was me starting with the Kyle Borralho side and watching that fight versus Muradov, you know, where, yeah, he was chasing those guillotines and stuff.
He was
but
supposed
Muradov,
to smoke that dude, yeah.
Yeah, Muradov was on top of him. Even when Caio had like a full mount position against Muradov, he got fucking swept and ended up on his back. Like, I just think you got to treat this like you're fighting like Ryan Hall. Like you're fighting like Paul Craig. Like, just fucking don't go to the ground with these people. Keep the space, punch him in the face. And he fucking smoked Paul Craig. So he's been here before. Like, don't let the guy that wants to grapple and fucking just punch him in the face.
Well, and he's a high IQ guy. Caio Borralho's smart.
I
very
know
smart.
that
He
Caio
runs
was
a gym.
foaming out the mouth to throw a 1-2 against this fucking goofy ass fucking gonna be reaching like this, and Caio just fucking steps in with a 1-2. Like, Jesus Christ. RDR striking is fucking horrible. Kevin Holland never had a chance to strike. Robert Whitaker almost knocked him out fucking cold.
What he did really well against Robert Whitaker is that knee. That freaking ridiculously huge knee up the middle is where he was able to, get Robert in a bad way there. But right. Robert's noticed.
Anytime
like, he's undersized.
Anytime he's like on his feet, he's like, yeah, he fought fucking. Oh, it's Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's a fucking terrible ass boxer. Like, fucking Jesus.
The only reason he beat Bo Nickel is because Bo Nickel jumped guillotine like an asshole, and when he jumped guillotine, he ended up on his back. And RDR had a lot of success on top there. And then RDR was like, yep, I'm going to try to take this fool down because he does not like being on his back. And that's what happened. Anyway, that's the breakdown. We're both on the Caio Borralho side. We do have some bets on the board for this fight. If you want to check out what those are, just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's $10 for an entire month's worth of access to everything. WeWantPicks.com. We have a $1.99 super chat from Pilot Jones 89. What kind of hat is it? A bucket hat with a wolf. Yes, Jacob, trust your gut. I won 150 on King Green by knockout. Yeah, that was
the exact same situation where I'm like, this goofy ass Zellhuber is a horrible fucking boxer. He's getting wobbled by everybody. Even in that fight that he's got the Darce win or the Anaconda win in against that starts with a G. I can't remember his name. He was wobbled in that fight. He was wobbled against fucking Ribovics. He was fucking wobbled and dropped versus Michael Johnson. I'm like, of course I'm going to play fucking King Green KO plus 1,400. That's what I gave you guys on that live stream. We cashed out big. It's the same thing here. Like, this dude, it's like, sometimes it's right in front of your face. It's right in front of your face. Like when King Green knocked out Grant Dawson. That was in front of our face. Grant Dawson was getting dropped by fucking Mark Madsen. It's like, of course. Like, sometimes it's just right in front of you.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Next up, At UFC 326, we have the BMF belt being defended by Max Holloway, and he's taking on Charles Oliveira. Max Holloway, 27-8 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. Charles Oliveira, 36-11 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. The BMF belt is a relatively new belt. This was invented when, what the hell's his name? Jorge Masvidal was fighting what the hell's his name? Nate Diaz. And they were fighting at Madison Square Garden, and it was a numbered event, but they didn't have a real title on the line. Nate Diaz said, give me a BMF belt. So they invented this belt. It was supposed to be a one-off belt for that fight, and it was for a period of time. And then they brought it back, and now it is what it is today.
And you know what it is today, Angelo? I'm just so sick of these fake belts that don't mean anything. They're just made for fighters who just can't even, it's like a fake thing for fans to fucking root for. And it's just like, oh, I hate this.
There's people that approach this fight with that type of attitude. How can you not be excited about this fight?
They're pussies who hate the sport, dude. The BMF belt is sweet. It's sweet. Is it the same as the light heavyweight championship or the lightweight belt? No.
Is it
But it's a sweet fucking
Yeah.
belt.
Who cares?
They're all meaningless. All the belts indicate nothing.
You know what the most important belt is in the world? The one that you wear to church. Because my God, if that thing breaks,
Somebody's losing an eye.
it's going to be on the news.
No, I genuinely enjoyed. You know what I like about the BMF belt? First of all, it adds brevity. If there was no belt on the line, this is just a regular 5-round.
Was that your word of the day? What the hell?
Brevity?
Brevity?
You don't know what brevity means?
Let's look that one up.
Fucking Indiana public
Brevity.
education. It adds importance to this fight. There's more
Concise
meaning.
and exact use of words in writing or speech. Shortness of time. I don't think you're even using it right.
No, that's not what brevity,
Brevity means shortness, either in duration, like brevity of life, or more commonly in expression, being concise and using few words.
No,
You
it
did
means
not
like
use that word correctly.
it means depth and heaviness. It adds meaning.
That's not what Webster
You're
says.
spelling it wrong.
No.
You're spelling it wrong. You're definitely spelling it wrong. What does brevity mean? No, yeah, see? Hold on.
Yeah.
Adding brevity means what? I'm so glad we're doing this live like this. Adding brevity means adding depth, adding heaviness, making a situation more meaningful. It involves
You
using
add
fewer
brevity
words
to
as well.
yourself every night before you go to bed in the snack room.
Anyway, what I like about the BMF belt is it does just make this a little bit more important. The other thing I love about the BMF belt is its own thing. These fighters are both past their prime. Neither one of these fighters are going to get a real belt, but they have shown us time and time again, these truly are absolute savage animals who have put their body on the line for us year after year after year. So the BMF belt being an option for people, these two are former world champions, but Dustin Poirier wasn't. Justin Gaethje wasn't. So fighters like that have the opportunity to fight for a belt like this. I love it. It's a ton of fun, and it's a way to reward these fighters that have put on all-time showcases. And that's what we have here. We have
Well
the
said, Angelo. My God.
The
You've got away
brevity.
with words.
Thank you so much. The brevity.
Do you do the thesaurus studying, dictionary studying, like a young Eminem?
You were just reading rhyme words in a thesaurus.
Do you know he can rhyme words with orange?
So can who's that white dude live stream rapper that's like, give me 6 words
Why is he gotta be white?
because he's white. I'm describing who he is so you can tell me who the person is.
I don't
He's
know
like
who you're
says
talking
he's like, give me words. Oh, what the hell is his name? Somebody in this
Lil
stream will
Dicky?
know. No. He's like, give me words, and then people will say like 7 random words, and he just like does this long ass
Harry
rap, puts
Mack?
it all together. It's Harry Mack. Yes, Harry Mack. Dude, that dude's incredible. Anyway, Max Holloway's the all-time significant strike king. Charles Oliveira, the all-time finish king. They say the all-time submission king, which is true, but he's also the all-time finish king. He has more finishes than anybody. You can't say all-time knockout king because that obviously is Derek Lewis. But we have two all-timers who have performed time and time again getting after it. This is technically a rematch, but the first fight never really happened. About a minute and a half into the fight, Charles Oliveira shoots a takedown, grabs his neck, falls down, and that's it. The fight didn't really happen. I wouldn't call this a rematch. This is more of a restart than anything. Max Holloway, we all know, is just going to throw a gazillion strikes. Charles Oliveira is a very dangerous striker, but he has been grappling more as of late. He's been shooting takedowns. Even in the Ilya fight, he tried to big body Ilya against the cage to slow the whole thing down. I am a known Charles Oliveira underestimator. I, for years, have been like, hey, he's kind of a journeyman. He hit his stride, but I'm picking Charles here. Because the more I watch the Max Holloway fights, I wouldn't say a full hater. I just am like, Islam's definitely going to smoke him. Arman's definitely going to smoke him. Like,
you're not my op, you're a hater. So don't say we're beefing.
Okay. Listen, I think Charles Oliveira is going to win this fight because I don't think he'll play Max's game, even though we have literally seen clips of Charles point to the ground and practice the last 10 seconds. Max Holloway somehow baits people into just going strike for strike with him, and he's the all-time significant strike king, but people will still just stand there and strike with him. The only people who have really tried to take him down have been somewhat successful in doing so, and I think Charles Oliveira is a very competent striker, hits very, very hard. He also throws a ton of kicks, and I think he'll wrestle here. I think mixing all that up will get Max a little bit out of sorts, so I'm going to pick Charles here. I'm not betting this fight because, like Jacob said earlier, I just like them both. I don't care about a quick buck on one side or the other. I just want to watch the fight and enjoy it. I think it's a great fight. I hope it's a really fun fight just for both of their legacies. But I'm going to lean Charles. He's the more well-rounded guy, and as long as he doesn't get sucked into a strike-for-strike, just significant strike matchup, I think he could sneak one out here. What do you think, Jacoby?
Yeah, it feels like the public has really kind of been getting smoked a lot in these main events. Like, you had everyone's like of course Patty's going to win. Like, and there was really no, rhyme or reason because of that. It was last week with Moreno, and I was on that side too. Like, of course Moreno's going to win. Like,
well, the Moreno one was loner gases, but he didn't fucking gas.
Right, but there's no like super like, Loner's the better striker, but he's probably going to slow down therefore Moreno. And then everyone it was like the public side was like everyone just, and now it's like, Max is going to win. He's probably going to knock out Charles, and it's like, is it really that simple? Like, he's probably the better boxer of the two, and Charles has been knocked out in fights before, but people still have this notion that like Max Holloway is still like this like granite chin, come forward in your face, never getting hurt type of dude, where he was knocked down against Justin Gaethje, whether it shows up on the stat sheet or not. He was hurt and then flatlined versus Ilya. He was hurt and dropped in his last fight versus Dustin Poirier, and I think we would argue that Charles Oliveira has as much power as any of those three. So Charles can hurt him on the feet, and if the feet is, I would say, almost like a 50-50 situation, they both got power, they both been hurt. Max probably has the more volume, but Charles will stand there and throw. If they're both the same on the feet, and Charles has such an advantage in the wrestling and the grappling, to me, it's more of like a value play, I guess, than anything, but it seems like there's a lot of fucking value in Charles Oliveira, because as you mentioned, Max Holloway, when people go to the wrestling against Max Holloway, he's got good takedown defense. He's shown good takedown defense. If he does get taken down, he's not really held down a lot. But what is he doing a lot when he's getting taken down? He is sprinting to the fence. People are able to chase him on the back. He relies on breaking the hands while they're on the back, separating. Now, against a guy like Volkanovski, against a guy like Ilya Topuria, maybe even against a guy like Ortega or Yair and stuff like that, fine. You want to go to the fence, they're on your back. They might try to jump up a little bit, and you can kind of get those elbows in and dig the fucking legs off and break the hands and get back to space. That's fine. But do you want to play that game with Charles Oliveira? If he's shooting takedowns, if Charles Oliveira comes in with striking, with the wrestling that we saw against Garbrandt, I mean, we saw this guy pick it up and slamming Garbrandt fucking down, taking his back and making him look like a fucking amateur. That's how high level he has gotten up to this point in his career. So if he comes in with the wrestling and Max Holloway does I'm getting back to my knees, I'm getting back to my feet and going to the fence, but he's giving up his back in almost every single takedown. He's not just sprawling. He's giving up his back, and if Charles sees your back for a split second, guess what? You pretty much lost the round. That round is over, and you might be getting choked out. And, I just see this fight as kind of 50-50 on the feet. You want to say Max by KO, fine, you might be right. You want to say Charles by KO, fine, you might be right. I think it's 50-50 on the feet, and Charles is going to have such an advantage on the wrestling, in the grappling, that if he wants to use it, I think he can use it and have some really good success with it. So maybe more of a value play than just a pick. I like both guys. Max, a former lock of the week. He was my lock of the week versus Justin Gaethje, one of the greatest lock of the weeks of all time. Definitely one of the best endings, but
Best video you've ever done too.
yeah, I mean, I actually just watched it the other day. I'm like, man, I wish I had like
The sound.
like the editing ability I have now with that idea of that video, because it was a good video, but I could do it even better now. But
Yeah.
I like Max, I like Charles. It should be a good fight, but I think Charles is not the better fighter here, but he's got more ways to win the fight, in my opinion. So I got to go
Yeah.
Charles.
I'm surprised you're on the Charles side. Obviously, I don't know. I guess I don't know
And
why.
people are gonna be like, "You guys are idiots." Max all the way. It's Max KO all the way. Okay, maybe, I don't know.
yeah, I mean that's the beauty of fist fights. This is great.
You
I'm
don't know more than I know.
Not now. Well, a Saturday, somebody's a genius and somebody's an idiot. That's just the nature of the fight community. This should be a fun. I mean, this is why they're both fighting for the BMF belt. This should be a fun fight. These guys are both savages who will not quit until their bodies quit on them. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be a ton of fun. I'm happy either way. Like I don't have a bet on this for a reason. Like if Max wins, great. Guy couldn't be a better dude. Charles Oliveira, great. Guy couldn't be a better dude. I think I am starting to swing Charles Oliveira, though, not for this fight. I've already picked him, but just in general. Because when he was fighting Ilya, seeing just the love that guy gets was actually nice. Because he has lost a couple of times. And people don't bail on him when he loses the same way they do on some other fighters. Same with Max. When Max loses, they don't bail on him. And it's nice to see that, because how many times look at Fluffy, dude. Look at Fluffy, how quick people are like, this guy sucks, fraud, loser. Meanwhile, 12 hours earlier, he was everybody's hero. And it's just so crazy to see the shift. But people aren't doing that to these two. And I think it's just a testament to how great their careers have been. So I'm looking forward to this fight.
This is going to be one of those fights, like when it's getting ready to start, you're going to see them pan to Charles and pan to Max and be like, I can't believe this fight's actually happening. Like it has that type of feel to where like it doesn't even really feel real that these two are fighting each other,
I can't imagine how loud both their walkouts will be.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's a fan favorite between the two of them. I think everybody loves them both. Even Brazilians have to love Max and Americans love Charles. You're not going to get a USA chant in this fight.
Yeah, so Vince is right. Charles fought Ilya like a fucking idiot. Max had more success versus Ilya, landing some good shots, but Charles was like, he said like that was not the game plan. Should have pumped that to force some grappling, just throw out those teep kicks, keep at distance, but he just kind of went in that pocket and said, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
but that's why he's fighting for this. I mean, he's willing to do shit like that. So
yeah, 100%. This is a great fight. I am absolutely looking forward to this. If you're looking forward to it, you want to sit on the couch and place a couple of bets, have a little bit of extra fun. Go to the website, wewantpicks.com. We got a whole list of bets that we've placed with our own money. We've got a whole bunch of tools to find some spots. We have a lot of really cool stuff going on there. It's super easy to use. It's freaking $10, dirt cheap, spectacular user experience. Just go to the website, wewantpicks.com, click become a member at the top. We got one final super chat from Latita Harris. Now that I've watched this live, what the F will I do at work tonight? Well, boy, I don't know.
Check out those new Megan Fox photos. Have you seen those?
No, is she ugly now? Isn't she ugly now?
Yeah, just please, for the love of God, and I'll say it was my idea for Tiffany if it's in your search thing, but go into X and just look at Megan Fox. Search it right now.
She was ugly like last year for all the plastic surgery.
Yeah, tell me. Go ahead.
Megan Fox. Show me the meaning. Damn. How?
Yo, she looks better than she's ever looked. You know how old she is?
40?
Yeah, like 39. I thought she was older than that. Not by the pictures. I just thought she felt older than that. But she's fucking Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, it's crazy. That is crazy. She had the same. She's having the same comeback as
those bad boys. You'll want those later.
She's having the same comeback. Thank you for the super chat. That Lindsay Lohan, dude, Lindsay Lohan looked like weird, too much plastic surgery.
She never looked like Megan Fox. You fucking
no. I'm just talking.
Oh my God.
I'm just talking the arc, dude. Lindsay Lohan went from pretty to weird looking because of all the plastic surgeries, and then got one more plastic surgery, took her right back to pretty.
How about
Megan,
Hillary
dude,
Duff?
Always been smoking hot. It's crazy.
She's just one of those childhood
Jacked,
stars
too.
that, like, you said what?
Didn't
now?
let Hollywood. She's jacked.
Jacked in what way?
Like she's got giant muscular legs and arms. She's fucking jacked.
She's got a fat ass, Angela. You can say it.
All of it. She's fucking jacked.
Yeah, she's didn't get weird at all. Good for her.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe, guys.
Megan Fox was never that great and had zero ass. Are we looking at the same shit, Vince?
I don't think he saw Transformers.
What the
Never
fuck,
that
Vince?
great. He must have never
What
seen
the fuck?
Transformers.
She was the hottest girl. If you've never seen Jennifer's Body, get you some fucking, maybe not go baby oil, but get you some nice lubricant type lotion, a roll of paper towels, and sit in front of the TV by yourself and watch Jennifer's Body. Holy
I've actually
fuck.
never seen that, but
Oh my God. That's
It was
what
just-
I look for. And ever since then, that's what I've wanted. Just a girl that
you don't
might,
see anything though, right?
might kill you at any moment.
Well, that was like me when you're a little boy and you discover the movie Species. That's all that was. Species was nice. Remember Species? With Natasha Henstridge, I think it is.
What name was that? I've never heard that name in my
Species?
life.
Natasha Henstridge and Species. Oh
You
man.
keep saying it like you got like Tourette's or something.
Species, Reese's, Species. She was an alien and she had to get knocked up to reproduce alien babies. And she would just, every scene was just her about to fuck. And then she'd be like, no, like this guy's whatever. And then she'd kill him. No, this guy's whatever. And then she'd kill him. Then she finally met somebody, got it in, got pregnant, and they're trying to hunt her the whole time. Great. I mean, great movie. Very, very well written. Very well written movie. If you guys want more movie breakdowns, subscribe to this channel because that's apparently what we do here. $9 super chat from Ale New York. Oh, Megan. All that's to be fooked from who?
This guy might be a drinker. I don't know.
Who is he? Is
I
he
don't know
saying
what the hell
she's
that means?
who is she with? She's not with
Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah, she's not with him anymore. This implies like she's with somebody that sucks. But I don't know who. Thank you for the super chat though. Guys,
I like
subscribe.
Scarlett Johansson
Very pretty, naturally pretty. She doesn't seem to have
and that
had
voice too.
Dude, you know who's like also naturally pretty? The third Olsen. The one that's in Marvel.
Whoa, the child?
No, the one in Marvel. The grown ass woman, the oldest one.
Oh, that's an Olsen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Elizabeth Olsen, right?
I grew up
Mary-
with the Olsens. They were always
Mary Kate and Ashley.
pretty cool. Pretty cool girls.
No.
Not like in the same town. I'm just saying like we're like the same age. Like growing up, a lot younger than you.
We watched when we do family movie night here. We watch some of those Olsen twin movies. Girls love them.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, still are. For little kids, obviously. Check out Premium. We got a whole bunch of shit I already told you about. Here's the 4 fight cards coming up. We got a nice little run here. I think we're week 3 of a 9-week stretch with no breaks whatsoever. I think the last break at probably Easter weekend, and then we hit another stretch. Any last words for the people, Jacoby?
Wait, Easter's not coming up soon, isn't it? It's always weird, right? Sometimes it's like end of March. Sometimes it's like
Yeah, I
middle of
don't know what
April
the.
or-
I know it's a Sunday, but I don't know the.
I know it's a thank you. My God, woo! Sunday, April 5th.
April
month from now.
5th. Oh, so maybe there is a. Is there a? Let's see. Is there a UFC on April 4th?
Is it?
There is UFC Saturday, Moicano versus Duncan. So the break is actually
It's not, I thought it was like 9 straight weeks of fights or something.
there, dude. There's no break whatsoever. We go UFC 326, then we go UFC Vegas 114, then we go UFC London, then we go UFC Seattle, then we go UFC Vegas 115, then we go UFC 327, then we go Burns versus Malott in Canada, UFC Winnipeg,
What a
Then we
random
go-
fucking main event too. Huh?
Brady versus Buckley, and then we go JDM and Protes in Perth. So there's no breaks.
Oh my
in
God,
gunfight at all.
JDM's gonna. Oh Jesus, man, the things he's gonna do. Oh my God,
Dude,
he just
you know
I'm laid on him for 25 minutes. we're gonna hear that with the split decision.
Dude, I had that argument.
Dude,
I
he
had
is
that
gonna
argument.
smoke Carlos Prates, and he
Dude, you
opened
know
as plus 150. It's like even money now, but
I had that argument with Josh in one of our videos. Josh said something like, "It's going to be interesting to see how he comes back from that devastating." I forget how he worded it.
he was
made
just
it sound
laid
like,
on. Dude,
he made it
Islam
sound
didn't
like
want
a
to
beating.
strike for a second with this fucking guy. Like calf kick, staying at distance, and shooting takedowns. Do we not forget that Ian Gary beat the fuck out of Carlos Prates until the last 2 minutes of that fight? Was just taking him to fucking school. JDM can out fucking box this dude in his sleep.
Well, what sucks is that's on at like 2 a.m. our time.
Why does that suck for people like me? Normal people with normal lives.
You're gonna wake up. You're gonna wake up at 2 for the undercard of UFC Perth.
Yeah, that's what I always do. I watch every card. The
The
only time I did, the last time it was like in China.
China.
It started at like 3 or 4, and I do remember watching like the first 2 fights and then falling asleep for like. And I'm not a guy that like once I'm up, usually I'm up, and like at night I don't just fall asleep. Like I have to put myself to sleep, and I lay there for an hour thinking about fucking lock of the week. What's we gonna be like fucking. That's all I think about in my fucking. But that was one of those cards where like it was like I was up for like an hour and a half, and it was just laying in bed. I was just like, let me just fucking, and then. All of a sudden, like 2 fights went by, but you don't really miss anything. But anyway.
I typically wake up at 5. So for those China cards and stuff like that, I just wake up whenever I wake up, go to the guest room, and I'll catch up on the fights I missed during the breaks. But that's the breakdown, guys. One final.
We gotta. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Super chat here from Rando Light. Jacob, you've never seen Species? What the fuck, dude?
Have you seen the trailer to the new scary
Loved
movie?
it. The very first trailer, thank you for the super chat. The very first trailer I saw was like a Twitter clip, and I thought it was a Scream 7 trailer because it was on the subway with the ghost face, whatever. And then she was like, "What do you mean, her?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
It's them getting stabbed. That's why it's funny because I saw somebody who was like, "It's so funny seeing the new generation of like Twitter that doesn't know what the scary movies are." And are replying to that trailer being like, this doesn't look scary at all. Like, what the hell? Because they have no idea it's supposed to be like a spoof, I guess. They're like, what? This doesn't look scary.
I saw that and I was like, I didn't know it was actually a full movie. I thought it was just like a skit they did.
It's a full
and then
movie with all like the original people too. It should be. It might not be good, but for us people that grew up with it, because the scary movies were fucking that's like Jackass, scary movies. Like those are like generational fucking.
Borat.
Like, those are so good, yeah.
Dude, Scary Movie 2 is one of the hardest I have ever laughed in a movie theater. There's 3 times. It's Scary Movie 2 with the grab my small hand. That's the hardest I've ever laughed. Then,
but you know that's not what he says. He says grab my. Everyone says grab my strong hand, but he doesn't even say that in the movie. He doesn't even say it. That's one of the craziest. Look it up. That's one of the craziest like Mandela effects ever. It's like everyone it always repeats like just like it's like Luke, I am your father. He doesn't say that either. You can look it up. Everyone says grab my strong hand, but he doesn't. I
know he doesn't say the Luke thing. I thought he did say grab the strong hand. But anyway, that Hangover, dude, the whole Hangover movie, the very first time, the first Hangover, I couldn't breathe. And same with Wedding Crashers. Those are the 3 hardest I've ever laughed in a movie before.
The loudest I've ever heard in movie theater, to where when I watched the movie at home after it came out, it was like watching it for for a brand new time.
Oh,
because
Tropic Thunder is another one.
There was so much laughter that you missed like half the movie. So when you watched it again, like out of the theater, you like, oh shit, I don't remember this part.
Wait, let me guess.
Okay.
Super bad.
It was super bad. It was seeing that in theaters was like every moment was like fucking 5 minutes of straight fucking laughter, and you missed half the movie. That was amazing in theater.
Those are, I guess there was because I also laughed my dick off at Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, that's good.
I wish they still made, I guess they are Scary Movie. I wish they still made these big budget comedies. All right, we got to shut this shit down. We're closing in on 2 hours and 45 minutes. Last super chat, $5 from Johnny Castaneda. Let him eat. Leonard tearing on the Pacers. Sorry, Jacob, had to do it.
Are the Pacers losing? I hope they are. If you're making fun of the Pacers they are getting killed. That's good.
Why do you want them to lose? Draft pick? It's too early for that shit, right?
No,
it's at the end of the season. That's right.
Yeah, it's very important that they keep losing.
There we go.
They got fined by the NBA for losing too much.
Because they said they were tanking on purpose?
And then we haven't won a game since we got fined. We said, fuck it. You want to, okay, watch this. Literally.
Prove we don't just suck.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much for being here. We had like 800 live viewers at one point. So thank you all for being here. Good luck this weekend. Should be a spectacular fight card.